The Underdog Podcast. It's your host T. Lee and my co-host JaKhaldun will be live today as usual.
Was pulling up, they acting like they couldn't see me. Now she wanna clean me up like a squeegee. I told her that's on me, baby, like yellow BZ. With the peanut butter tear like a Reese.
Keep on persevere through all the obstacles. Get it done. That's the underdog.
They don't forget the underdog when they see me. I hit them with the John Cena, they can't see me.
You may overlook this person, but the underdog is the one who's gonna put in the work.
It's over, you know? Because you have to lose to win. Whether you think losing is a big event.
Out of mind. All I'm saying, just be careful who you idolize. I'm picking these scriptures just before the fame. Ain't no cap in my words, I go against the grain.
So I always believe in, like, I took so many risks to make this thing happen. You know what I mean?
I'm always working, bro. Like I said, I'm energy driven. Underdog can put you on your ass. The underdog can put you on game. The underdog can show you something that you didn't know.
Can't go down. All you can do is go up. So are you gonna stay where you at, or are you gonna move up?
Feel the bangers. Feel the bangers.
He said he's nervous. This is his first time doing it.
I had 13 years, cut her ass off, if she could die, I can reread.
Yo.
OCO.
What it do, good people? Welcome to the Underdogs Podcast. You know what I mean? With real eyes, real lies.
All the time.
You know what I mean? We got Fleetwood JR in the building. Y'all already know. My partner, 9 Ether Nation, Sly JaKhaldun, man. You feel me? It's just been a whole lot going on, man, lately, for real. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You got to drop them bombs, man. For real.
But shit, as usual, man, we back with another one, man. We can't stop, won't stop. The underdogs, you hear me?
Man, bro, and in the midst of all this, being a Niji creator out here, you know what I mean? Black don't mean anything. For real. But being a Niji creator, man, you know, these platforms be trying to hold us, man, messing with our numbers and making it extremely difficult for us to work our moves, man.
Man, before we move forward, bro, break the word Niji down for the people in the back, bro.
Okay, Niji is the original word for us basically saying my partner, my brother, you know, my people. You know, it's a positive slur to use. And when I say Niji is the Aboriginal people, our people, who we are. The word friend is a derogatory word to really use. That's not even our language. You feel me? Those are Quakers. We're not Quakers. You know, we don't use the term friend. That's where it really originates from. But yeah, everybody just gotta keep, you know, even with the word nigga, you know what I mean? Negro. They derive the word from originally, you know what I'm saying? The original slang terminology that we supposed to use. You know, feel everybody get stuff misconstrued like we adapted, you know, the foreigners' language that they giving us to call each other niggas, black, Negro, you know what I mean? So
colored.
Yeah, all that. Everything they gave us. So I just don't, I find it crazy how all these loopholes and everything that's going on and folks still not piecing stuff together. It's too many slip-ups, too many holes.
You know what amazes me? When, like, in America, the white and black construct only exists in America. If you go outside America, right? They group us all together. They be like Americans.
Come on, man.
They don't say, "Oh, you a black American," or "You a white American." They just say American. So they go by your nationality. They say, you know what I mean?
Nah, I like how you said that, bro, because I was watching the video. The same video you said. It was like, we're the only individuals in the whole world that classify ourselves by color, the color of our skin.
Yeah.
You go anywhere else, everybody already, the culture. And just to kind of piggyback, because people be getting stuff misconstrued, bro. It's like when everybody keeps saying Africa, okay, Africa, point blank period, we're everywhere. You don't call a Jamaica a Jamaican or whatever. You don't call no Haitian, African Haitian. You know what I mean? Like we're all over the world. You feel me? When we talking about these land mass, we're from this land. You feel me? So you know that don't make sense to me. You feel me? Like everybody got their own reference. Mexicans, Mexico, Europeans, Europe, America. Okay, y'all African American. Like, come on, bro. It's too many lies, bro. Like,
too many.
I don't get that. But I actually had something to show too on that, man. We got a bunch of content to show today, man. You know what I mean?
Bro.
Let me see. Let me see. I'm gonna go on
Today, I mean, as y'all see the title, you know, it's called is Ye crazy for his Hitler comments, or is he on to something?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we said, there's a lot to speak about, bro, and we're gonna get to that.
Definitely, man. It's just a bunch going on right now that need to be addressed. Other than the BS, you know what I mean? Like forget all the entertainment, bro. It's draining just to keep being entertained. You feel me? Why people are so focused on it's easier. I should say that it's easier for the mind to focus on something that pleasures them. You feel me? Like it seemed like it's not a pleasure for folk to find out what's really going on. You know what I mean? And I seen a clipping I want to show as well. All right, get straight to it, man. About to kick up some dust right now.
Census records at the time. You find a person described in the 1860 census as an Indian. In the 1870 census, they're described as a person of color or a colored person. Same person, but the census taker, as part of the white dominant society, decides that this person is no longer Nipmuc. And why he decided to not call them Nipmuc people is really interesting. I think it has something to do with Frederick Pierce and other people's attitude at that time, the 19th century, their attitude about what an Indian was. And for them, what an Indian was somebody who lived out in the forest, who lived maybe in a little teepee or a wetu someplace, who mainly lived by hunting or making baskets. And as he looked around at his neighbors at Hassananisco, he saw them as barbers, stone workers, factory workers, shoemakers, and he said, well, these people aren't living the way I think Indians live, so therefore I'm not going to call them Indians. I'm just going to assume that they've vanished. They're not living in the forest, so therefore they're not Indian, according to these folks. Here you have a bunch of people in the dominant culture, the white culture, let's say, saying, you've all vanished. You're no longer Nipmuc people. And you have Nipmuc people saying, well, I consider myself a Nipmuc person. I have a family heritage. I have a set of beliefs. And I have a community that I live with that for me is distinctly Nipmuc. At the same time, you have the white culture saying, shows through in these county histories and also in the census records at the time. You find a person described in the...
Yeah. Big truth bomb. So basically what I get from that is what, always already been reiterated is if I'm a 1930, whatever, I'm a census taker for the government. I see these people out here not living the way that I think they should live to call themselves Indians. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say they don't exist no more. Now they black, they Negro. You know what I mean? Let's switch everything up. Not to mention, as we mentioned before, bro, during the time when that census taking was going on, there was a boatload of Indian wars going on. You know, so that paper genocide, that was the beginning right there. Based on what I believe and what I think you is, we're gonna classify you that. You know,
yeah, that was the whole Civil War was about. It was the Cowboys fighting the Europeans.
Yep, a whole bunch of that.
Saying? It's a whole bunch of wars. You got to go research the Gala Wars, all that type of stuff. But they was fighting, bro. Everyone they just laid down and they said, fuck it, you got it.
Yeah,
they put up a fight for a minute.
Okay.
That's why they started lynching our people because it got to the point where they was like, you black. And you know, our ancestors was like, nah, we indigenous, we Indian. I'm from the Creek tribe. I'm from the Seminole tribe. I'm from Navajo tribe. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
they was hanging them folks for even speaking on that type of time. You know what I mean? And by them hanging them, they was instilling fear in the other, you know, our younger generation, just people around.
And fear of calling themselves Indians, because during that time, that was in the time in Virginia and all that. So if they, like you say, if they classified themselves, or even if they had any features of what they considered to be an African American, they called them black. If they were natives.
Yeah, that's just like in that non-fictional film Roots, how they was beating on Kuta Kinte.
Bro,
to the point
oh my God.
they was telling him, you know, your name Toby. And they beat him for hours until he agreed. He was like, "Fuck it, you got it."
My name is Toby.
My name Toby. Damn, bro. You know, that's just what it was, bro.
What's that film though? You said it was overseas though, bro. That tells the truth though. You feel me? I remember.
Uncle Tom's
Yeah. It's like the truth versus what Roots was to us.
Yeah.
But I get it though. You feel me? In America, it's like they paint the picture how they want to paint it, but like the outside sources know what's really going on their end. You feel me? But they not here to control what's going on. I also want to hit, while we even speaking on this, bro. I also want to hit the post that you made earlier, bro, about this. It's up.
When you say you black, what the fuck you mean by that? Do you mean that literally, figuratively? Do you mean it socially, culturally, politically, spiritually? What? Because the truth is, all self-identified whites and self-identified blacks are the only human beings on earth who identify themselves socially, culturally, politically, and even spiritually based on the distinct colors of their physical bodies, to the exclusion of their actual cultural identities, but in the midst of a multicultural reality. In other words, these motherfuckers done lost their goddamn mind. In therapy, they teach you the quickest way to lose your own mind is to try to make sense of somebody else's insanity. I gotta tell you, chess piece color designations applied to entire populations of people as replacements for their cultural identity is insanity. And if you were perpetuating that, your motherfucking ass done gone crazy too. And I gotta tell you some good shit. Serious question for all.
Oh,
everything, man.
I had somebody comment me and they said that it's like, yo, you know, when I post stuff like this, I be losing a lot of followers, bro. Like, how do you keep your followers by posting the truth like this, stuff like that? I think I want to say they come to DM me or some shit, but I was like, I don't give a fuck, bitch. If you don't follow me, goddamn, shit, it is what it is. The truth ain't for everybody, you know what I'm saying? And people sit back and they kill me with that. Oh, I'm just speaking my truth, and it's no such thing. It's just one truth. It's no my truth, your truth is one truth. The truth is subjective.
That's like a fact and an opinion, bro.
Exactly.
An opinion is just based on how you feel. A fact is and whatever you say, that fact ain't gonna change one bit.
It got things to back that fact up. It's a fact. References.
You got something to back that thing up, like jewelry, real. 2000, real.
You know what I mean? And a lot of people like to speak on how they feel about stuff, and it's like, fuck your feelings, bro.
Everybody going emotion is about being logical over here, man.
Yeah,
real.
And my thing is, people get so upset about the truth, but they don't even get upset about the lie.
Yeah, and that's what I just sent you to, bro, about America so butthurt about us talking about them, what they did, but it's cool when they do it, it's a problem when we do it, you feel me? But my problem is so-called blacks, my Nijis, everybody out there, you feel me? Like, why is it not important for you to learn the truth? You running with the lie that they gave you, and that's validation, you feel me? Like, it's too much information out here, man. And that's why I get lost at. People are like, well, we need to move forward. You don't even know your true history. You don't know the real history. How you gonna move forward? It's a loop. And I'm gonna put this down too, bro. Why we even on the subject, dog? When we talk about the manipulation and these algorithms and stuff on the social media, bro, this is the reason why I say that is because we're stuck in a loop where it's the same recycled conversations going on. This conversation we see about how a man should treat a woman, or 50-50, or what roles play what, that show broken behavior, you know what I'm saying, of people that don't know how to treat each other, you feel me, or come together as a whole, like don't know how to support each other. You know what I mean? It's like, why are we on this land having these conversations when we already know that everybody know the answer? You feel me? But we're stuck in that fucking loop, bro. You ask any other ethnic group, the women know how to treat their man. The man know how to do what he do. You feel me? You don't see the women bashing they men. You don't see the women having them conversations about what the role of how they should go in a relationship. We used to have them back in the day, bro. You don't hear that stuff, bro. Or if they going through it, you don't hear it being exploited. All that shit's being exploited. You know, and I feel like these algorithms, bro, they are targeting us. You feel me?
Facts. You know what I mean? They just want your energy, bro.
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time, yeah, like I personally just don't follow those type of people. I
Yeah.
delete them fuckers off my feed,
Yeah,
all
I've been
that.
doing that lately too, bro. I've
You know
been,
what
and
I'm
my gotcha
saying?
ass.
Yeah, all that women bashing, man, and man, that shit lame as fuck,
Yeah.
bro. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
I just feel like it's not, look, bro. It is ones out. It's people out here, bro. Of course, on the same spiritual realm and everything like that. But you know how they say about the majority, bro. So it's like when you see that shit, it's like, damn, how shit like this going? But we know why shit like that going viral versus the content we putting out. You feel me?
yeah.
Like, yeah, that's what I got a problem with, bro. And it's the entertainment behind stuff like that,
Yeah,
bro. It's
because
like
at the end of the day, the truth is more entertaining than the lies. I mean, the
the
lies is more
lies. Yeah,
entertaining than the truth. Sorry, I said that
yeah.
backwards. But yeah,
So
people love entertainment because when truth come across the board, truth is gonna hold you accountable. Truth is gonna
yeah.
have to take responsibility. Then truth is gonna cause you to change.
Yeah, truth
So
be
people,
that thing that disturb people's spirit, bro. Like when you telling a bit
yeah,
of truth, bro, they lock up. like it's just
yeah,
like the silent moment. You feel me? Because you hitting
yeah,
them.
they feel like they being attacked, and it's like, nah, bro. Nah, this shit bigger than us, dog. Like it
Yeah,
had to be heard, it had to be seen. Like we gotta
yeah,
speak on this stuff because if we don't, like you said, it's gonna continue this loop.
yeah,
It's gonna
yeah.
get worse.
The loop ain't what it is, bro. And speaking of that, man, shout out to Dr. Claude Anderson too, man, because he's
Oh
been one
man,
that's been doing that, bro. And it kind
yeah,
of hurt to see, like, you know, the type of stuff we doing, bro, the enlighten, inform people. You know what I'm saying? It's like Claude, like he just had a recent conversation about like he been doing this and putting this in front of niggas, bro, and he got irritated. You feel me? Like at the end of
yeah,
his whatever his journey, bro, like. He's just like, boy, these niggas still ain't get it, bro. Like, and he was just like, what's going on currently today? He was like, that just bothers him a lot, bro. You feel me? Because it's like he had to put a lot of his energy and time into it. But he bred, I would say though, his legacy ain't gonna be like, it ain't gonna stop. Just like what his name was.
Dick Gregory.
Dick Gregory influence, Kevin Samuels influence, Claude
Yeah,
Anderson. Like it's gonna be a cycle of us that keep the notion and keep the messages going. You feel me? But as a whole,
yeah.
bro, he was pissed off, bro.
And that's the thing, bro. A lot of people don't understand who is Dr. Claude Anderson. He a
Yeah,
scholar, bro.
yeah,
Like I say, I got his books, and his books really enlightened me, and
yeah,
started looking into who I really am, and my family genealogy,
yeah,
and Dan Calloway helped me with that as well too.
yeah.
But Dr. Claude Anderson turned the light on for me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And he actually has a whole blueprint to solutions and
Mm-hmm.
how to fix shit with us. And
Mm-hmm.
he tells you about these Indian treaties that we need to look into. He tells you about how this is our land. He tells you how the U.S. Census fucked us by paper genocides,
Yeah.
like $5 Indians. He teaches you all that in three of his books, bro. And I advise y'all to go look into Dr. Claude
Yeah.
Anderson.
Shout them out with the blueprint with which ones they should start with and work their way into, man. That you feel like benefited a lot.
Oh man, hold on. Let me go to my bookshelf right here. I got the books right here. I want to actually say the right titles to the books. Cause this stuff is real, bro. Like,
yeah, man. We it's called reality, man. We can't be living in no fantasy world with I wish, I hope. It's time to make a change now, man. You know, we had too many great people that so-called back in the day went viral. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. You had a lot of great leaders, you know, in today's time like that. We don't got no stand-up people. We just got people that got influential level to the community, but they just got money. That's how people monetize folk nowadays. What you got and what you doing, you feel me? Rather than somebody putting a message out to change something, bro. It's a lot of selfishness going on, and it's definitely not. It's definitely a choice. You know what I mean? Because the umbrella they under. I mean, it don't matter what type of money they got, where they get that money from. When it comes to the industry, you feel me? Them folk that's giving them that money, they can't go against them. You feel me? Like they can't come out and start speaking no uprising to go. They just gotta take their money, be quiet, and keep moving how they move. You know, we got too many. It's no excuse for us to have people that have money like they do that's supposed to be our people and not making no drastic changes. Because when it comes to racism and everything is about resources and control. So bro, if I had billions of dollars, bro, me fixing up or doing something is not gonna affect my pockets. You feel me? Like that's crazy. That's crazy. I can change so many communities, bro, by investing into it or investing into the people. You know what I mean? You don't have to donate a large amount of money to make a change. You got people in positions that trying to do something in their community and you find what they're doing, bringing resources to them, they can make them resources, take them resources, flip them resources, and put it into what they're doing to keep the cycle going. That's what all these other ethnic groups doing, bro. When they coming together, you feel me? Like we see what happens when you come together. That's really all it is. It ain't about the money or none of that. It's what you do behind what you doing. Like,
yeah. So I got 4 of Dr. Claude Anderson's books, man. I read all 4 of them. It got better and better as I kept reading book after book. But the first book I had got with him, and it's crazy. It's all 4 books. He tells you what order to read these books in, so you can get a great understanding. But the first book is called "A Black History's Readers: 101 Questions You Never Thought to Ask Yourself." And this book is like is man, it's an eye opener. You know what I mean? And he came back with the second part. Another book is called Black Labor, White Wealth. You know what I mean? And that just speak on like how everything unfolded in America and all that crazy stuff. Then he got Dirty Little Secrets. It's about Black history and his heroes and other troublemakers. Got Uncle Sam on the front cover. Real dope. Then the other one was called More Dirty Little Secrets. About America, about things that we never knew about things they don't teach us in school. You know, the real history about certain things. And that's a real good read. And then he came back and finished with Powernomics. You know, Powernomics was a good read. T know about the Powernomics book.
Yeah, that's the whole blueprint right there.
Yeah, that was the last book of his trilogies. He had wrote 4 books, but Powernomics, yeah, that was the last one. So yeah, man, y'all go check out Dr. Claude Anderson, man. His books, man, it's gonna really enlighten y'all. Y'all gonna learn a lot. And yeah, man, he actually drops, like I say, he tells you what happened, what went down, how it went down, and just like a man what a man does, he tells you solutions. Hey, look, we should do this, do that, do this, do that. Solutions. Logic. It's not about just sitting here crying our sorrows. Oh, we got this happen to us, and nah, he tell you solutions. What so-called blacks you need to do, economically wise, to be stronger, so people don't fuck with our people, so we won't be pushovers, so we won't be 4th-class citizens in America no more. Like, teaches you all that stuff.
And so, that's what's crazy. When you say that, bro, we don't have nobody, no leaders protecting us in a way where not to fuck with our people. You know what I'm saying? You got every other ethnic group, bro. Like if you go against them, or bro, they got people that's gonna be like, don't fuck with us. Now, if they right, but you do got a lot of corruption going on due to them being infiltrated spirituality and everything spiritual wise. But yeah, man, it's definitely it's a lot of messages in that, and it's
Good
just really,
read, bro.
yeah. Hey, I'm about to actually put him up too. That's why I had brought him up, man. So these folks can see what type of time you been on.
Yeah.
In 2015, they would become a permanent underclass. That's why the United States Department of Commerce issued a proclamation and a pronouncement in the 2014 saying that Black people on the bottom, underneath everything. And so when you start talking about the political issues right now, Black folk are watching a form of entertainment. All these political issues right now that's going on, watching about what Trump, who gives a damn about what Trump is doing? That's an absolute waste of time. That's a form of entertainment for the white society. It's not gonna have any measurable impact on Black folk. But unfortunately, they got all the Black elected officials and the civil rights leaders participating in the sham, because there are 350 million white Donald Trumps in America. That's why nothing has changed for Black folks since slavery. Why you got to worry about what Donald Trump? You still need to worry about what's going to happen to Black folk. I predicted 60 years ago that what would happen to them after the year 2013 and 2015, they would become a permanent underclass. That's why the United States Department of Commerce issued a proclamation and a pronouncement in the 2014 saying that Black people on the bottom, underneath everything. And so when you start talking about the political issues right now, Black folk are watching a form of entertainment.
Yeah. He always, even in Powernomics, he talks about how they purposely, structured us, socially engineered us to be at the bottom. You feel me? I got another one too, man. He was going in. I don't know if I found the one where he was pissed off. Oh yeah. He go in.
Yeah, bro.
He go in. We gotta get some folk, man.
You gotta hit them upside the head with it, man. These folk gotta learn today.
I have no interest in Black folk eradicating discrimination. It is humanly impossible, physically, mentally, and psychologically, in any respect, for you to stop people from discriminating. We don't have any problem with discrimination. That is not racism. Racism is a complex, competitive issue strictly between whites and Blacks. It doesn't include anybody else. And I'm sick and tired. That's why I'm pissed to the highest level of pissivity. I've been telling Black folks this in this general society ever since I was with President Carter, with President, same thing over and over and over again. Racism is racism. Racism never existed until 1859, 1 year before the damn Civil War. It is a conflict between Blacks and whites that went on for all those years, and which covered and justified slavery. And then later on, it passed on into the Black codes after the Civil War, and became what we call formalized segregation. And now that later on, they switched over and became after, I guess, about 1965, when white women went down to the Congress and says, you write a new civil rights law, put women in there and take Black folk out. You still got Black folk that don't understand that after all this damn time. I'm up in age now. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be around here, but I'm just sick and tired and pissed off. You have no damn Black leadership, and then these articles it'll tell you have no damn Black leadership. You go down to the second paragraph. It talked about how the mayor goes down to the public arena to talk about reparations. He takes a whole bunch of Blacks with him that are codifying and ratifying and approving in the inclusion of whites into reparations, and American Indians into what reparations, and all these other minority groups, fabricated minorities. I'm sick and tired. That's why you can never get anything resolved in this country, because every issue that comes up that should be pertaining strictly to Black folk, you get into some kind of conference, you got some Black leadership meeting with everybody and kicking the can down the damn road. They never focus on the issue. You've been having, right now, Black folk hold a record in conclusion, Dr. Watkins, for having been in America, having been enslaved, Jim Crow segregated, benign, neglected, and ignored for 465 years. That is a record that no other group on earth has. Nobody on earth, no ethnic group, racial group, any group has been enslaved that long, and people are still kicking the can down the road, talk about everything but black folk. I always want to bring in black folk can't go to the bathroom, but I'm bringing everybody into the bathroom with them. Discrimination. Hell, we're not talking about discrimination. I have no interest in black folk.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That was deep, boy.
Yeah, that boy went in,
deep.
Man. Yo.
Yeah, yo.
Like to shout out my boy, man, brother Khadafi, man, for joining us on the Underdog podcast, man.
Already,
you know I got to do it one time. Hold on. There you go. We've been doing that since high school, man.
Yeah, man, my boy, man.
Yes, sir. How you brothers doing?
Man, we doing good, man.
Holding it, man. Dropping these gems on these folk, man. That's how we like to do it, man. You want to introduce the folk? Introduce yourself to the folk, man, to the audience.
Okay, well, assalamu alaikum, family, which means peace be unto you in English. This is brother Khadafi. I'm a young I call myself a master student for now. I want to be a master teacher one day. I'm a student under the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and now the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And I've been with them for going on 3 years and student minister under the Nation of Islam. And I vowed myself to there's a lot of misconceptions, so many false news about the nation the white man is putting out there. My brothers believe it. They just believe it, and it's sad that we know the white man is the devil, but we still believe his tricks. We still believe anything they put on TV, anything they put on a movie, we're quick to go for it. So for me, I take pride in actually defending the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and we don't use the word honorable for no reason. If you give a chance to put all the shit you heard aside and really dig yourself, you'll see the same light I saw, which can only add to the light you already know. It can't, if it's truth, it won't change what you already know. It can only add to it, So
yeah,
that's
real.
what I'm on right now.
That real. Nah, for real. I like how you said that because everything they put out, bro, they killed us paper genocide and they killed us visually with imagery, bro.
That's right, man. That's right. I tell people, man, eating food is not the only way to eat. The spirit got to eat too. And the things you see, the things you take into your body, the things you listen to, that's another form of eating, which is the main reason why the scriptures say don't eat from that tree. A lot of people thought it was a physical tree. It's not a physical tree. Could grab the whole Adam and Eve thing is not a tree. We could grab an apple or take a bite and see that you're naked. That's far-fetched. And that's not how life works. You buy the fruit and you can see. It was, the Bible was written in something called parables, keyword being pair, which means they compare stuff to stuff. So everything they're writing is symbolic. When they say don't eat from that tree, a lot of us take things exactly like a fairy tale and read it for what it is, but it's a symbolic tree. It's a symbolic eat, because when they say if you eat that fruit, Adam and Eve, you're going to die. They ate the fruit, but did they drop dead? No. They had kids. They lived a long life. They suffered a spiritual death, which is the same spiritual death that our people are walking with today, and that same spiritual death is going to have the same spiritual resurrection. It's not a resurrection that the Christians believe they're dead doing the Michael Jackson Thriller dance. It's not like that. It's a spiritual resurrection. You feel me?
Yeah, come on, man. Because the eyes, the mouth, and the ears are portals.
Yeah. All things open. Your ears open, your mouth open, your eyes open.
Yeah.
Real talk.
That's right, brothers, man. So I just put on Facebook, man. I'm actually I'm really taking it serious too, cause I learned that time is not what you have, time is what you make. So I've been seeing y'all brothers do y'all podcast, by the way, and that logo is dope. It just makes you want to watch, man. That whole everything, the way y'all do y'all thing. I've been talking to brother, man. I've been watching y'all, like not necessarily tuning in, but I've been seeing the progress that your brothers doing and how consistent y'all brothers is and going. And I would be lying because y'all show actually played a piece into me wanting to go ahead and do something like that as well. So I thank you, brothers.
Yeah, I'm just about to talk to the podcast, man.
Yeah, man, going to put that out there too, man.
Yeah.
This the conversation. We open the portal right now. You feel me? Like 3 kings coming together, 3 nieces, man. So, yeah, man, that's the vibes type of time. You feel me? We ain't trying to waste no time with no gossiping, no entertainment, none of that. We getting straight to the. But you gotta like it's a spiritual, it's all type of war. It's a psychological war, man. So you gotta wake up every day with a new plan. You feel me? There's always something going on every day, but you know, we trying to get our people to get off that notion of why they entertaining and being distracted is something bigger behind that going on. You feel me? Like people gotta watch attention, pay attention to what they download, man.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true, man. The thing that's out there, man, because boy, it was once you come into some stuff, man, like, you know, I'm pretty sure you guys know once you come into this like certain level of consciousness, man, and you look back on certain things that you used to probably do or be a part of, like, I'm not saying you get disgusted with yourself or nothing. It's really, well, you know, we all go through shit just to become stronger, you know. So it's I'm proud of a lot of things I've been through, man, you know, because it comes to this point right now. So, and it's nothing but, you know, nothing happens by coincidence. So when I seen my brother Ja doing what he doing, man, I was actually surprised, to be honest. I didn't know you. I didn't know you. You know, you was a quiet brother in school, man. You know, you was one of the quiet ones in the group, always. And when you get to know you, man, like listen to you speak, it's like a lot of knowledge come out your mouth. And I'm like, brother, know what you talking about, man.
Yeah, I do my thing, man. You know what I'm saying? I just did a lot of reading, bro. You know what I'm saying? Researching. Not even just that, bro. I just went like within self, bro. You know, a lot of the answers is really within self when you take the time out, sit with yourself, do some meditations. You know what I mean? You really find a lot, bro. So I've been doing a lot of soul searching, bro. And yeah, man, I'm finally like I can say I'm comfortable in my skin more so now. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, man, you know, growing up Haitian, we never really had a chance to celebrate no birthdays or no Christmas or no Thanksgiving, no Halloween, none of that good stuff. You know, you go back to school the next day, the teacher like, oh man, write down a report of what all you did for Christmas and what all you did for, you know, such and such holiday. And I was always the Haitian that never had a chance to go through all that good stuff, you know, have birthday party, none of that stuff, you know. So a lot of us Haitians grew up like that. So I remember as a kid, I used to always say, damn, I wish we was white. Damn, I wish it was white. I wish I was white. Boy, I wish my family was white. And I used to be stuck on that, you know. But now when I came into this conscious, I feel like, damn, what the hell was I talking about? Ain't no other way to be, you know what I'm saying? Because from the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, the main base thing that he teaches us is that the black man and woman is God. God meaning force and power. You know, knowledge is power. That's why in the Holy Quran, I read both Bible and Quran, dog. And in the Holy Quran, the very first page says, first sentence of the whole book, it says, I, Allah, am the best knower. Know is short for knowledge. I, Allah, am the best in knowledge. So in reverse, he who's the best in knowledge is Allah. I'm not sure if I watched. No, it wasn't your podcast. It was this other brother's podcast I was watching, and you know, the name Allah. When I first heard it, I thought, oh God, here go another one of these religions with their names and gods, and you know, here go another one. That's what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? But when you learn that Arabic is actually the oldest language in the world. Some people try to say Hebrew, but Hebrew is the breakdown of Arabic. I speak Creole, I'm Haitian. Creole is a breakdown mathematically of French. French come from the Spanish. It's all a tree. You know, but when you go back to the root of that tree and don't worry about the branches, you'll find that Arabic is the mother of all languages, all of them. You know, and the word Allah is an Arabic word in the original tongue. You can say it backwards, it still say Allah. Very powerful name. People call me Big Zo. People call me Brodus. People call me whatever they want. You could give me how many names you want. I'm the same person, no matter what you call me. One thing that Elijah Muhammad did teach us, though, is the black man and woman is God, because we were the very first race and civilization on the planet for millions, trillions of years. It was just us.
Yeah, that's why we everywhere, man. People be stuck
everywhere,
on
all continents.
It's a controversy. Where I was telling my partner, like, you know, you got, like you say, with Haitians, y'all got y'all culture. We all the same people up on the one, because like you say, from the beginning of the time, we are the original people. But when you go to Jamaicans, they got their culture. Feel me? Like, keep breaking it down like that, you know. Even with Dominicans, they look like us, you feel me? Like, them are people too. But when you talking about culture wise, you come to America, bro, like on this landmass, like I say, like, I know that this was our original land, bro. You feel me? And it's a big identity crisis. You know, you got a lot of paperwork. Like, we the only ones that, when it come to culture wise, they done called it so many different things. Like, you can't tell. If I was from Haiti and came to America, you can't tell me I'm not Haitian and call me something else. Like, I'm a Haiti American. I know my culture, my roots. You know what I mean? Like, it's my roots. Like, you know yourself. You feel me? There's a lot of us walk around that's from this land, bro, that don't know. That's why you got stuff the way it is. We've been what they call it? We've been infiltrated by foreigners, bro. You know?
That's right. We really have been, bro. I was in this old one. I used to work at this job. You know, I talked to a few brothers in there. You know, the spirit just come out naturally. You know, and I'll always be talking what I talk. And then there was this new white boy who started working there. His name was Adam, ironically. His name was Adam. So I like, okay, you know, everybody like, oh, you know, they was calling me by my, you know, I got my name changed to Khadafi. You know, I refused to go by any of that white man name shit. So I kind of took that serious. I changed my name, my son, my daughter. We did it legally, you know. So by the time they'll call me Mike, oh, you got to talk to Mike. They'll tell Adam, oh, you got to meet Mike. You got to meet Mike, because Adam was a wise young white boy, probably like 34.
Yeah.
You know, but he was raised around the niggas. He don't act like he act white, but he said he was adopted by a black family. And he know black people, you know, but he's still white, you know, he don't speak with no slang in there. But I was preaching that white people are man-made, which is true. This is not an opinion. This is an actual fact.
That's true.
Okay. And I knew this, so I was testing white boy. I saw him. I said, Adam, man, I said, your eyes, man. He was kind of greenish or blue. I said, your eyes, man. What's up with your eyes? He told me, somebody knew, man. He said, it's mutation, bro. I said, what? I knew what he was talking about. I want to see if he knew what he was talking about. I said, what? That white man looked me in my eyes. He said, anything other than brown eyes is man-made mutation. I said, whoa. Even he knew. Anything other than brown eyes. So you can't call somebody white too much, because skin could be deceiving. If you want to see a Caucasian, you look at their eyes and their whole gene package, the nose and that dog hair they got. That's dog hair.
That fur.
That's fur. Exactly.
It's not hair, it's fur.
You know, man, they man-made, brother. You know, that's why. Matter of fact, if y'all could pull up this video, it's only like, I think, 60 seconds long. Can you pull up a video right now? It would be it's only 60 seconds.
What is called?
Let's type in. Let me tell you exactly what it's called. Give me a quick second. In this video, I had to go research it to fact check it and make sure everything was a fact. And the shit was a fact. I was like, okay, well, the video is called if I send it to you, but should I send it to you in your inbox, or how should I do it?
Yeah, you can send it to me in my inbox.
All right, cool. And save this video too, man. It's a very
Adam sounded like he was on or something, but he know what he's talking about.
Yeah, that's one thing though, bro. You can't get mad at, like, when the truth is the truth, bro. It don't matter what mouth it come out of, bro. It's just people just gotta know what it is and just take it for what it is, bro.
Yeah, people get mad at the messenger. They focus so much on the messenger, not the message.
That's the biggest thing, bro. Focus on the message. You feel me?
That's right.
But that's one thing I noticed too. Okay, when you break religion, Christianity, you know, as a kid, bro, I remember, like, it always is come as you are, you feel me? But when you go to church, you know, you got the hypocrites looking, you come in there. I could look how I look, and go anywhere, bro. But the message that come out my mouth, bro, that's where the stereotypes fall in when people get judgmental, bro.
That's
Like,
right.
yeah, like you can't feel comfortable walking in the church as when you younger if you don't got this certain stuff on or you ain't looking like this, you know. But then it's supposed to be come as you are, you know.
That's
So
right.
it's like a, I don't know, bro. It feel like it's like almost like it's almost like an indoctrinated moment at the same time too. It's like you telling me one thing, but then the other, everybody judging me like this. Like,
yeah, because to be honest, though, the church is they try to be good, but the religion, Christianity religion,
good intentions, but
is actually the devil's religion. If we're being real with it.
It is.
If we know what the devil really mean, like, you know, when in the Nation of Islam, we don't. The reason there's a lot of miscommunication about the nation is because we don't view certain words the way the rest of the world view them. For example, the word devil. When the nation used that word, a grapefruit is considered a devil because it's not a natural fruit. It takes the seed of a lemon and the seed of an orange combined to produce something called a grapefruit. So therefore, the grapefruit is scientifically a devil because it's man-made. So anything that's not made by nature and man-made, the Nation of Islam calls it devil because the Nation of Islam is nothing but black scientists. We believe in science and we mix science with scripture. That's all we do. We don't believe nobody will walk in no water. We believe there was a Jesus, but we believe he was misrepresented. We believe he was, I know the nigga. Shit, I'm gonna write a scripture. Well, my name is Matthew. I used to walk with the nigga. Let me go ahead and write something. Well, my name is John. I used to chill with him too. Let me write something about him. It's just people who knew about him and they overstretched the truth, man. You feel me?
Yeah.
And Jesus, he he never spoke to God not one time in that Bible. And Moses did. Moses had a lot of face-to-face talks with God. You know, all these other Bible people had talks with God. But if you read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, it's the only 4 chapters where Jesus was speaking. And that whole thing, you can't find one time where God spoke to him. He was just a dude with faith. He was just like Dr. Satan. He was a healer. You feel me?
Yeah.
But the thing is, he was teaching everybody. But keep in mind, Jesus ain't come for everybody. He came for a certain group of people. I wonder who they are. We ain't gonna get into that right now.
Yeah.
But he came for a certain group of people to tell them that you are all God's children of the Most High. But the white man, like, oh my God, whoever this dude named Jesus is, he's tapping into some shit that we already knew can be tapped into that we don't teach people. He coming out of nowhere telling everybody that you too can walk on water, as they say, you too can heal this, you too can do this if you just do what I do. So what the white man did was they killed that black brother Jesus and lied and said he's the only one that's the son of God. Y'all can't do that. So pray to him. No, because if we all turn into little Jesuses, how the fuck could the white man control us? How could he feed us poison through music, through movies? How? If we all tapped into what Jesus tapped into, the Jews will have no more power. They won't, and they know that.
You ever heard of this cat named Simeon Toko?
Oh no, brother! I definitely got to look him up. I always like looking at new people, man.
Yeah, man. He was actually the walking quote unquote Jesus. Like they try to kill Simeon Toko on so many occasions. They try to burn him, all type of shoot him. The man just wouldn't die.
See, what I don't get though is people don't see the red flag as how they made Jesus look, appeal, you know, in the color. That's the first red flag to me. Like, let's make this Jesus look white.
Yeah.
So that symbolizes, you know, the Caucasians being more, you know what I'm saying, on top or that. Like, you know, it's a psychological thing.
Yeah, that's right. Because see, another thing that like I said today, brother, make sure I'm clear. My goal for me even starting the podcast, and I'm going on a Christian church tour. It's been done before in the nation. It's been done one time successfully. I'm going to attempt to do it as well. I doubt it's going to work, but let's see if the Spirit allow me. But Louis Farrakhan went on a Christian church tour where he visited so many churches, sat down with the pastor, had a meaningful dialogue with the pastor, and the pastor allowed him into the Christian church to preach his Muslim talk. You don't know a lot of people who get down like that, who could go to a whole nother church and sell their ass out by permission. You know what I'm saying? So it was not really selling nobody out. It was more about teaching them some things they didn't know. So I'm trying to do that. So my whole goal, bro, is to actually clear up whatever misconception they may have of the Nation of Islam. So, and also if you brothers have any kind of something you've been wondering about the nation. Like, there's nothing that you brothers can say that could offend me, because as a Nation of Islam member, I'm aware that there's a lot of misconsumption.
Oh yeah.
And my job is to clear that up so you can know who the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is and why millions of black people are in the Nation of Islam right now, all around the globe.
Yeah.
Because that brother, you see what they say right here. See that? Read what that say.
That message to the black man.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if somebody's saying I have a message to the black man, but the black man just won't even listen, you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We have the mental capacity to. It's like if you take a lot of pictures and you run out of space, you got too much pictures, you got to delete something. See, the brain and the mind don't do that. It has a capacity of infinity.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you can conceive, you could bring it to life. When the Bible say, and God said, "Let there be sun," and there was sun. You know how much shit they skipped before that sun was made? The Christians thinking he just put his finger in the air and boom, magically there was a sun. No, they skipped the part about him taking atoms and nucleus and molecules and this. They skipped all that part of the wisdom he put into making this thing called sun. You see, if this God was just a spirit, because Elijah Muhammad said God is not a spirit, God is part spirit and physical together, just like you are part spirit and God and physical. This is why you pray to God that you have, because he's also just like you. You ever seen a chair started getting built out in thin air? No. You need a physical being to create a physical chair. So when God started creating the spiritual realm, in order for him to make the physical trees and all these physical plants, he had to first turn himself into physical to start creating physically. And that body was definitely a black body. The scientists don't know. They know a lot about matter, but they don't know shit about black matter. Scientists don't know nothing about dark matter.
You think that's
It's
why
always been here, you see? And matter means physical. So if you got a physical black body, you won't know where the first black person came. It came from black matter, and it's just a real deep
Did
thing.
you look into that story where Elijah Muhammad was talking about the mothership?
Yes.
How he been on there?
Yes. And that's
where
kind of
he
took
at
me
right
on.
now.
Huh?
I think Louis Farrakhan said that's where he at right now, ain't it?
Okay. Louis Farrakhan said something about Elijah Muhammad going up on that mothership before, which I find that very easy. That ship was built in 1930. Was it 1930? I believe it was built actually right here on Earth. That ship was built on Earth. That a lot of people don't know. There's billions of planets, but we are lucky enough to have that ship built right here in our home planet. And yeah, God is physical, man. God is the Lord of all the world. So when you see those UFOs, the white man gonna preach aliens and they call them UFO. We just believe, oh, it's aliens. That's a human black beings on.
That's our family.
Like me and you.
Yeah.
That's our family.
They say the movie Avatar, they put so much stuff out there that be like they have the truth in it, but then they put lies on it. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Just to cause confusion. I got that video pulled up too, brother. Let me go.
Okay, let's run that, man, so I can tell you guys why I wanted you to watch that. It's a quick video.
Yep.
You probably got to move that little ad out the way.
Yeah, click that ad out, bro.
Yeah, because you got to read the line.
Let me start it over real quick.
Yeah. This saw the teachings of Elijah Muhammad told to you by the white man himself. See, white people already know this. This is why they fear Elijah, because they already knew that all blue-eyed people, that first blue-eyed white man came into life 6,000 years ago. Around 6,000 years ago. You ever heard of 666 before? That's the first 6. Okay. These blue-eyed people came into life. If you study the pigmentation in their eye, it only goes back 6,000 years ago. Now, I've talked to a lot of Bible theologians. I've talked to a lot of scriptural people, and they all agree that the first man, Adam, was born 6,000 years ago. Wait a minute. 6,000 years ago, the first man was born. But when you go to Africa, you see these pyramids. easily date back millions of years,
Mm-hmm.
thousands at least. You know, a couple thousand, way past 6,000 years ago. There's a lot of things that we found that go way past 6,000 years ago. There's something on Netflix called Ancient Discoveries, where they're discovering so much stuff that people built way before 6,000 years ago, and they don't know how people was here before Adam. Well, Elijah Muhammad is telling us that the black man and woman are gods, a race of gods. When they say, let us create man in our image and our likeness, that's man-made mutation. 6,000 years ago, Adam was born. The Bible says Adam was born 4,004 before Christ. Well, Christ died 2,000 years ago, so 4,000 plus 2,000 makes 6,000 years. So now some people think Adam is a white man. You know, he has a wife named Eve, but Elijah Muhammad said, no, that's not true. Adam is actually a race of people. And if you look in Genesis chapter 5, it says it right there. And I don't know how nobody missed that. This is the book of Adam. In the day where God created he, him, he, them, man and woman, and named their names Adam. Genesis chapter 5, verse 1. I don't know how people missed that. And if you go to the Holy Quran, the Holy Quran say in the day where they call Adam a they were created. You have so many ancient people saying that Adam is a they. So now the Bible is saying that there's a group of people named Adam born 6,000 years ago that did not listen to God. Can you wonder who that is? They say after they created Adam, they say they gave him power over the fish, power over this, power over that, power over everything. Wow, we have a group of people born 6,000 years ago who going to get power over everything. Wow, does that sound familiar? Who got power over NASA right now? Who got power over the presidency, over everything? Not us. You feel me? So, yeah, in the Nation of Islam, we believe that Adam is not one man. He's a race of people. And there's a lot of scriptures that prove that Adam was, in fact, a race of people. For one more example, Adam and Eve had kids, Cain and Abel. Of course, they had kids before that, but they only talk about Cain and Abel. Cain killed Abel. And then God said, hey, man, where your brother Abel at? Cain said, nigga, I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper? I don't know. God said, well, damn, your brother's blood crying out to me from the floor. You done killed your brother, man. God said, man, you know what? I'm going to have to ship your ass to another land somewhere by yourself, you know. Cain said to God, keep in mind, it's Adam and Eve's kids. He said, oh, no, God, don't send me to no other land, because whoever shall find me will kill me. And God said, well, whoever tried to kill you, I'll put vengeance on them tenfold. Well, wait a minute. I thought Adam and Eve was the only people on the land. You talking about, and guess what? He went to another land and found a wife there and married that wife and built a whole new city. Where these people from the other land? That's us, the pre-original man. We were been here. Before there was a Spanish person, Elijah Muhammad said we've been here. Before there was a Chinese man, we been here. And we're the ones with the original wisdom of how to control the weather. We knew how to do that. The gods of the time. We controlled the water. We had that kind of wisdom, but we don't got it no more. We are spiritually dead people. None of us can control the wind right now if we wanted to. But back in those days, we could have.
We dropped the vibration.
Raise that
there
vibration.
You
go. Yeah.
We've
been
robbed of that chance to know how to do it. So now we're looking for it. You feel me? And this is why we know these people were man-made. And Elijah Muhammad teaches us about every step that made him to make the white man real, you know. So that's one of the things that he teaches, and I wanted to kind of share that with you brothers. You feel me?
No, that's real.
Yes, and that video was just to back it up.
Yeah,
pull that other video I just sent you too, T.
Yeah, I've been hearing that though, you know, little bits and pieces about other folk, you know, based on what they were saying in the scriptures. You feel me? You can be like, well, something's missing. Like you said, it's only supposed to be Adam, Eve, and Cain and Abel.
You know, exactly what I'm saying. Something missing, definitely. You know, Jesus walked with 12 disciples, but only 4 of them got books in the Bible. Where the rest of them, man? Feel me?
And it's like when you say that, it's like even today, looking at certain things going on in the world, it's like it's right there. Like they don't piece everything together where it's not, you're not able to put it together. You feel me? Like
that's right.
It's a lot of loopholes.
That's right, man.
Like you said, they speaking parables.
Yeah, that's it. They speak in parables, man. And if we don't know how to interpret it, we ain't gonna be good, you know. And brother Malcolm X, a lot of people love. That's my dear brother, of
Yeah.
course. We all love our brother Malcolm. He was raised by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, but the white man was tapping their phone for 40 years. Did y'all know that? Elijah Muhammad and both Malcolm X had their phone tapped for 40 years. They interviewed the two cops, the two agents that took turns on different shifts to listen to these people phone call. They interviewed those two white. And the white man said, I don't know why they had us tapping Elijah Muhammad's phone. Every time we listened to him for 40 years straight, he was such a holy man. Like we had nothing on him. So now you're hearing, Elijah Muhammad done touched some teenage girls and stuff like that. Some shit like this is what they putting out there.
Yeah.
Now, if that was true, when they tapped this man's phone for, that man would have been locked. They waited for a reason to lock that man up. But they couldn't because that's false. So much people say that, the Nation of Islam killed Malcolm. I'm pretty sure y'all heard of that too. That's not true.
That's
Malcolm,
the FBI did that.
That's right. The FBI did. Not the FOI, the FBI.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, they do that to everybody that get in the way. You get in the way to where you raising the vibration of them people. Nah, we getting you out the way.
That's right. That's right. And if they can't kill you, they spread lies about you to keep people away from, and this is why.
Fire in the media.
Yeah, that's what I feel like they doing when you say, like, you hear about, I know you probably hear about a lot of negative or false things about the nation. You might hear this and that, but if you're not in it, you have to be in it to know what's really going on. That's what anything, you have to actually be there. But the way the world works now, everybody go off hearing it than seeing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, most people go off with the way they manipulate everything by showing stuff on TV or showing this and that. People run with what they say. Okay, that must be true, and that ain't really how you supposed to go about things. Like, I feel like you're supposed to be more logical and put your feelings to the side. We always say that. Logic over feelings.
That's right. And that's you know what? I'm happy you said that, because that's one of the main things they teach you in the nation. But they don't of course they don't say it like that. They say rise above emotion and into the thinking of God. And the example they gave was everything happened by God's permission. Sometimes God would take the life of a 2-year-old baby. Think about that. Mama crying, daddy crying, everybody crying. We all knew God knew there was going to be crying, but God still made the decision, okay, go ahead, cut that life off right there. You think he made that decision off of emotion or wisdom? You see what I'm saying? If he made that decision off, I'm not going to take this baby's life because the mom going to cry and the dad, I don't want to see nobody cry. They're going to be sad. No, he knew you're going to be sad, but you still got to bust a move. Things got to become how it was written to become. So if taking this baby's life helps with our vision to come to life, that's what's going to happen, So I put my trust in the higher power, man. I don't really believe in no and that's the one thing that when I came into the Nation of Islam, that part actually had me in a depression mode. My lady was like, dang, you haven't spoken in like 2 weeks. Are you okay? Did I do something wrong? I'm like, I'm trying to play it off. I'm good, man. I'm good. I just couldn't talk because I found out, and it was proof that there was no such thing as heaven and hell. Not that I was going to see my people. I lost my dog Boule from out the gate. I'm thinking I'm going to see my brother in heaven. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I'm going to see my dog Kobe died. I'm like, man, Kobe in heaven crossing people over right now. You know what I'm saying? And it came to the reality that I had to go restudy scripture, and the scripture never did say heaven is a place you go to after you die. But the Bible always did say, in the Quran, say, the Rig Veda, the Indonesian books, whatever religion that has a book, the Nation of Islam, we own it. We don't just stick to the Bible or Quran. We look for any scripture. The monks, we look at the Hindus, we read all their stuff and we study them. And they all have the same exact story. Some people don't believe in religion because all the stories they're the same. It's only one creator. You want a different story?
They all go back to one source.
In one source. You could change the name all you want, call Jesus something else. That's fine. The story will remain the same. You know what I'm saying? Because we're talking about one incident. You know what I'm saying? So
that's crazy. You brought up Boule too. As soon as you said that, I said, brother, it's small world for real, bro. Cause like right before the little incident happened or whatever, he was in Tally when he went back. Like, he used to be in a little crew out with. We was up there in Tallahassee, little Orlando. All they used to be around each other.
Yeah.
But like I said, I remember just when bro went back and he didn't come back, and we heard about that, dog. That was man. Crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was on Christmas too, man.
Yeah.
Well,
To make it work, every Christmas, man, is this, you got to think about it a little bit, especially the way it happened, Oh, man. Dog, but
the little time I spent around, I say I was silent, So
bro,
we all everybody, together. But I was like, that's small world, bro. I said that because like that happened a while ago.
I'm the one who basically put him on the whole American lifestyle. He came from Haiti. He could barely speak English, and he's always, my mama owned a Haitian CD store. She sell like, we had no digital music back then. We had CDs. And, so we had a CD shop, and Boule used to come there, and he'll tell me, man, Zo, put some rap music on this CD. I'm like, what you want to hear? Just rap music. I'm like, what you mean by rap? What you want, Gucci Man? G, what you want to hear? He talk about music, 50 Cent, Jay-Z. I'm like, okay, I don't think bro hear no 50 Cent, no Jay-Z. So I put Jeezy, Gucci on there for bro, just so he could pull up to the club. So that was my brother, man. That was my brother.
It slipped my mind then. No, I went LA and Boule.
Man.
Yeah,
man. See that's throwback.
Bad.
Yeah, man. Everything happened for a reason, So I guess what I'm saying is J. Cole got a song that go. He say, I know heaven is a mind state. I've been a couple times stuck in my ways, so I keep on falling down. You ever heard that song before?
Of course, man. I heard every J. Cole song ever.
Yeah, me too. I'm one of them J. Cole fans too, bro. But that goes to show that
KOD album.
Yeah, man, that album was hitting for me. A lot of people don't like that album. I was fucking with it.
Right, I like that album.
Yeah, man. So,
but heaven and hell is just a state of mind, bro.
That's right.
Like,
that's right.
Your higher self.
You can be living spiritually in hell if your spirit ain't right. Your low vibration, bro.
Yes, sir. That's right. That's right. And if you study the Hindus, they all preach it. In the Nation of Islam too, we believe in reincarnation.
Yeah,
it's easier said than explained, But but when you come back, that's how they say you could be in hell forever. Because when you come back reincarnated, you back in that same mind state.
That means you ain't learned a lesson.
That's right.
So you got to redo the test.
That's right, brother. That's right. It's all about redoing the test,
But you come back in another avatar.
That's right. And then if you study the Buddhas believe that there's a guy named Buddha. Since they believe in reincarnation, they say it won't make no sense for God to just have him come back in here and be trapped in this physical prison all day. He says so the Hindus believe that the Buddha comes every lifetime to teach everybody and guide them how to be living the heaven mind state. That's the job of the Buddha.
Yeah.
You see, some people don't believe in that religion, but if you study it, it makes sense. It all makes sense. It's all talking about one thing.
Yeah, like folk would speak on stuff without even jumping into it. That's the thing too. Like you say, you just gotta get into it, tie everything together. Then you start seeing everything for what it is. Like that's the whole point of everything. Like we trying to get people to see everything for what it is and what you feel. Like it's too much feelings going on in the world today, bro.
That's right. It's way too much, man. Way too much feelings, man. So
too many opinions over facts.
Oh yeah, way too many.
That video up for my boy, man. I want him to see about Semi Otoko, man.
Yeah, let's do that, man.
Africa. And I'm going to play you a little clip, and hopefully you'll be able to hear this about what he's all about.
So the story goes that in the 1960s, there was a black man in Africa who came in with abilities complementary to those of Jesus. And he was performing miracles. He was starting to get people to listen to what he had to say. And the cabal tried to kill him. And, they could shoot him in the head and his skull would just regenerate and the flesh would grow back and he was fine. And, so the crazy story that I heard, and remember, I was told at the time that if I disclosed this, that I would be killed. And I ended up putting it in the book anyway.
This is David Wilcox.
The story was that this guy, they finally said, okay, we're going to bring you to the United Nations and share your message with the world. Let's get you on this flight. They bring him on this flight, and instead of bringing him to the United Nations, they shot him repeatedly, and then actually had some kind of meat grinder device, and basically like a bandsaw, I guess, and sawed up his body into a whole bunch of pieces, put him in these very like radioactive shielded containers, and then had all these fighter jets dock with the plane and fly his body parts to all corners of the world, where then these containers turned them into ash. And they thought that maybe this would defeat him, like that his body somehow, the tissue was necessary. So if they destroyed all the tissue in all these places across the world, maybe they could defeat him. Well, he then regenerated in their offices and was fully fine, fully intact. But the sad part is that he said, you know, you guys so badly do not want me to be here that I am not going to be able to do any more. You're going to get what you want, but bear in mind that in the future, many others like me will be coming, and when they do, you will not be able to stop us.
Yes, sir. Wow. Yes, sir. Well said.
Many others like me will come.
Yes, sir.
Many others. Jesus-like figure.
Yes, sir.
That's what we're talking about. That's what's coming. Another confirmation of what's coming. 5D. Looking forward to it.
Yo,
that's deep.
Remember what you said, Sly, about the message that was sent a long time ago too, bro? From the supposedly supposed to be aliens that disrupted the network.
So in 1977 in Europe, this alien disrupted their broadcast. Like they was watching TV and they just disrupted all of their broadcasts, every channel. And
I heard of that too. Are you referring to something called Kelly, the Blue Book Project or something like that? Because there was another time where like the U.S. was about to try out this missile. They was about to launch it just to try it out to see what happened. I guess they were going to launch it under. I don't know how they was going to do it, but a UFO just came down right over.
Oh yeah, I know you talking about that. That's a different time.
Building.
Yeah, that's a different time. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. This happened in the 70s. You know what I'm talking about. 1977 to be exact. But yeah, they was just basically stating the message saying that, you know, a warning, telling the people in Europe, like, you know, your time is up. You know, you've been messing with the chosen people for too long. This, that, and the third. You know, basically on some shit like stop what you doing or else.
Yeah.
And this, you know, the chosen people are going to awaken, and when they awaken, it's going to be a wrap for you guys, type shit. And that's why if anybody don't notice, when they drop crop circles, they only drop crop circles in Europe.
What's a crop circle?
So crop circles are like messages these our brothers and sisters like to drop down here to the mutated people to let them know, like, hey, we watch y'all, we see y'all up here, and we telling y'all, like, Titan, stop what you're doing, because you fucking with the wrong people.
That's right.
And yeah, they keep warning them, and they the warning is finna stop now. They finna start doing what they do.
Yeah, that's right. And this is why the Nation of Islam went with this word right here. Hold on, let me show you. Hold on. This is why the Nation of Islam call it this right here. Now, for what you just said, I only got to explain why they call it this. You see that?
Final call, the final call.
That's why I was surprised you just said what you said, because that's how the nation feel too. It's the last call, like the last warning. And you know, this coronavirus, a lot of people say, "Oh, the government, man, the government wish they made this shit." This is from the gods. This is sent down from the gods, and the gods are right up there on them UFOs. We don't look at them as aliens. We know that's the gods of the days. This is why you can't. If I'm telling you that God is a human being and where he live at there.
Yo, they trying to condition us to think Earth is the only thing going on.
The only thing, man, please. And you know, you gotta be a special kind of idiot to believe that we the only ones here on this. Come on, man.
Be an idiot.
All these planets.
When they speak of heavens in the Bible, they was talking about space.
That's
outer
right.
Space.
That's right. That's right, brother. That's right. That's 100% right.
Hey, Khadafi, so when you say, like we was talking about earlier, when they start to, when you get in the way and they try to slander you and everything, do you feel like that's how they tried Brother RZA in a sense?
Man,
that was a
Brother
weird situation how they was trying to push that in the media, bro.
Brother RZA, that's a good brother. First and foremost, he's well studied, man.
Yeah,
right. He
He's
is.
well studied. He's a problem. He's a problem. And our last meeting, the minister called him up out the Minister Louis Farrakhan had him stand up, man, and he said so much beautiful words about how RZA is doing it, you know. But they scared of him. They scared of RZA because, you know, the one thing they scared of, we all know, is an educated black man.
Yeah.
And RZA, he's showing you that, boy. He's an educated black man, but
read his book.
He on their head.
He on their head. He's another. See, in the Nation of Islam, we have ranks.
Yeah.
Okay. There are so many ranks. Everybody goes to the same ranks. And the rank that Brother Malcolm sat on was the national minister. He sat on. That's like one of the top seats before being at the top seat. That's like the president in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when he died, the next person in line to sit on that seat was Brother Louis Farrakhan. Yes. So you see, the only reason they put so much movies of Brother Malcolm and all this stuff about Malcolm everywhere is because after he died, they cleaned him up to fit America's image, because they say that he ended up not being cool with Elijah Muhammad no more. He ended up going his separate ways. But what they do not tell you is that his phone was tapped for 40 years, and he had a conversation with Elijah Muhammad on the phone, and he was about to get ready to tell everyone that he is back in the Nation of Islam. This is why the FBI said we got to kill him before he get any word out. As soon as he said, Salam alaikum, everybody said, wa alaikum salam. Get your hand in my pocket. Killed them right away. They didn't even wait, because they didn't want the whole mass of the world to start coming back into this program that's getting black people to review the black woman in our minds, getting us to take care of our body, because the God is a spirit that lives in you. So now God is part spirit and human. That's how you can read a whole book without moving your mouth. You are a spirit. And the body is the house of God. So we can't drink liquor and disrespect the house of God, clogging up our arteries and all this extra stuff, destroying. This is God's creation. You feel me?
Yeah.
So he also teaches us to eat right and all this extra stuff, you know. And everybody in the nation is practicing eating one meal a day, eating one meal every other day, or eating one meal every 3 days. This is how the nation eats. Brother Malcolm ate one meal a day every day for his whole life till he died, after he joined the nation. See, they know when you're in a fasted state that the urge to smoke is gone, the urge to have sex is gone. Every urge go away when you fast, but they won't teach you that. You can cure AIDS, cancer with just fasting, but they will never tell you that, because they can't make no money off of fasting.
Man,
you feel me?
on,
Well, Brother RZA, they banned him off of YouTube, banned him off of everything. He's banned it. Thank God he you know, we all got his number, so we all stay in the loop. You know, everybody just keep his number on deck, and he just send group chats out, and he still going. We promote his videos for him. But when they banned him, we laughed. We all laughed, because we knew it was coming. They banned Brother Minister Farrakhan from Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all that. You feel me? For just speaking words, you gonna ban a brother from all the platforms? Who did he kill? Who did he rob? All he did was open this, and you banned him from YouTube. You banned him from Facebook.
That's how you know he was speaking truth.
That's right. And they did the same thing to Brother Ben X. They did the same thing to Reason Islam. You know what I'm saying? So,
man, that boy RZA had the FBI pull up to their house and send them back on their way.
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that.
He was on the podcast. He was on the podcast.
He was on the podcast. He told the story how like they came up to him. I think he said he was watching cartoons or something. You know, he's like, I was watching, you know. He said, you know, he's out watching Dragon Ball. He said came to the door, 2 white regular men. He was already ready for him, you know, and they was coming to him, basically letting him know like they watching. He's like, I know y'all watching me, you know, and tried to like basically what it was, they was trying to get him to, I guess, tell something to them, but he was like, nah, he's like, you know, what are y'all doing here? Type stuff. But
I gotta look that up. That's interesting.
Yeah, they was asking questions about some somebody else popular.
Yeah, they wanted to try that, and then they say, well, if you don't stop what you're doing or something, we gonna basically come for your family and all that and all type of stuff. They
But
were
he
trying
flipped
to
the script on them and went to asking them about questions like, yo, how y'all figured out this, that, and the third? And they was flabbergasted.
and hitting them with his legal rights because they thought he ain't know nothing.
Man, you gotta be study with these devils, man. You gotta with these crackers, man. You gotta know what they know, because you'll be surprised when you get when your conscious level is up. I know you realize it. You realize these white people ain't so smart like they think they is.
They not right at all.
They look so smart to us back then when we was thugging doing what we do. When you get there, they kind of dumb.
Yeah,
they kind of stupid.
You allowed me to be able to go look at all your mistakes and still see your mistakes right now perfectly clear. But you gotta have a clear mind to see everything, bro. I don't just look at I look beyond it like, nah, this don't even. Do you see that? Like, that's why when even with my family, when I'm with my lady, like when you tell me something, you gotta break down to me why you can't give me a simple answer. You gotta be like, you know what? Because I obviously already see it different than what you telling me. So I just want to get some understanding of where you coming at on this. Like, I want you to. I'm trying to feed you what I see. Try to feed each other, because that regular narrative is like that's dead to me now, bro. That same notion that they got us on, bro. All that stuff is dead. Like, you gotta seek like you say. It's really just seeking the knowledge and seeking the truth, bro, and everything that's going on, because you gotta look beyond the surface.
Knowledge is power.
That's right.
In order for the seed to grow, bro, you gotta keep watering and keep. That's how you gotta do it yourself, bro. Keep doing all that for yourself, like watering your spirit. If you don't never put no nutrients in the soil, bro, it's not gonna grow. You stuck in a loop, and that's why all these reiterated and recycled conversations you don't see from no other ethnic groups that understand everything, bro. A lot of people still on the basic conversation right now. Like, we supposed to be ahead of this stuff, dog. It's some more awakening need to happen,
Yeah, I agree with that a lot. Too much, man. And I got to the point where when you gain truth, you lose followers, man. When you gain truth, it happens naturally. It is the real world separate from the fake. So that's why me and my lady is not even my ex, or an ex now. She's good people. Like I love her, of course, but we kind of grew two different ways. You met my lady before, right? Yeah, we kind of grew two different ways, man. When you constantly growing, man, and everybody else just trying to stay stagnant, it's gonna be hard for y'all. Friendship is based off of agreement. Not saying, "Oh, I agree with you, bro," but spiritual agreement. Like if you're talking to a brother, talking to a brother, he like, "Oh man, I like the Raiders. Yeah, the Raiders go hard, don't they, bro?" And everything y'all say just agreement. You gonna want to see that brother again. You in mind, oh, bro, gonna beat out top, bro. I said, "What up?" Y'all become friends. But if you talk to a brother, everything you say, he just, "Oh no," every time. Like you ain't gonna have a desire to go be around that energy no more. You feel me? So just friendship is based on agreement, man. So when the things I agree on in life, and it was different for me because I got to the point where I respected the black woman so much that, oh, bro, look at them bitches over there. Oh, she got a fat ass. Like go over there. I can't think like that with you, bro. I don't see it like that no more.
On a more spiritual level.
Yeah, it hit hard. Like even when I was rapping, man, like I can't even do my old songs because I just don't even feel right even talking about shooting another black man. It's too fake on my part because I just wouldn't. It don't feel like who I am no more. Fuck nigga, I come for that shit. I shoot a minute. Yeah, the black man is God. What the fuck am I talking about?
Weapons of mass destruction they playing on us, man. And that's why right now this is why we doing this too, bro. Cause we trying to switch all that, bro. All that stuff is self-inflicted harm, bro. You feel me? They ain't doing it. They hands off. They just gave us the tools, and now we just. But it's the generation behind us, bro. Like men being men, women being more feminine, like a lot going on, bro. Like,
yeah, bro.
It's all about uplifting right now, bro. That's why, like, I do music, bro. And we do music, bro. It's all about spreading the message, bro. Uplifting each other, and raising vibration, bro, and putting that knowledge in the music too, and making it cool too at the same time. So
look at how music used to make you feel when you turn on Like turn on Bob Marley, turn on Tupac. You feel me?
Yeah.
Tupac was the most. He looked like he was the most hated of all of them because the stuff he was putting in this content, bro. You feel good when you hear the sounds and all that, but then you see the frustration on his end when he's going through with these people. You know, he came up revolutionary, so it's like, but at the same time, the awareness, he was trying to get people a consciousness on our level, like, look at what we doing to each other. This is what's going on in our environments. Them people already know what's going on. They don't care much for it. But to have the ear, the young minds and all that, his music still living right now.
Of course,
Being
that's
what
one of
he
my
did.
all-time favorite right there, man.
What?
Come on,
All-time
man.
with
You hear
Tupac fan,
changes. You hear I get it out. You feel
yeah,
good
so
vibrations,
there's
bro.
so many tears, man. That's one of the songs that helped bring me into the nation, though. You know that every time I have to go to the nation classes and a brother asks me what led me to the nation, I tell my story about I always throw Tupac. Like, man, when I was listening to Tupac, he was saying shit that had me scratching my head. Like, damn, like bro said some shit that
Before
is
his
true.
time.
And then, you know, Tupac did say on an interview, he was like, I may not be the one to change the world. He said, but I guarantee you, I will spark the brain that will change the world.
What if
And that
you
stuck with me.
reincarnation song was speaking? You feel me? Like, bro, that's the type of impact he had at that level, bro. To touch people generationally, like.
Yeah, man.
No,
That's revolutionary, man. Pac is going down in history, man. Some people don't know how big of a deal he was when he was out. Like he was on. You see how big Kanye is? Tupac had that kind of level of stardom.
Yeah, for real.
He was huge, you know. And that's why the government got involved in his death.
It's
amazing.
And he already was equipped and ready though, because he always like when he came out with Illuminati and all like. He knew. He already
you
knew.
just said something. Yeah.
25, bro. To be 25 and all that, bro. Like that's
damn.
big.
See, I never thought about that. Yeah, Illuminati. Yeah,
that's big. He always spoke about.
Last time I said the word Illuminati, I didn't have the knowledge I had today.
Exactly.
So when you say it now he hit with the new mom. I'm like,
kill the elites, man. That's the first thing come in my head. For real.
That man said a cold line. He was like, his only fear of death is coming back reincarnated.
Yes,
like,
he said that. He said that a couple times.
Yeah, he said it a couple times. I was like,
in different songs. Yeah,
bro.
And because the thing is, he feared because he know he coming back. You know, it's okay. So I follow this dude named Sadhguru as well. You heard of Sadhguru?
Yeah, I heard of him.
Yeah, a lot of people have some mixed emotions about him. My brother be saying some true shit sometimes. And he was talking. I saw he had a title called Life After Death, and I just was curious to see what bro say about it. So I clicked on it, and he was making so much sense. And he kind of proved that we are reincarnated in an individual. He kind of, I'm not sure word for word he used. I'm not going to even try to repeat it. I'll probably send you the link if I can find it. But he proved that we were reincarnated individuals. But after proving that, he said something about if you live a long life and you die of old age, you come right back within 48 hours in a whole new body. He said if you rush your death, kill yourself, it'll be years before you come back into
generations, probably.
Yeah, generations. You know what I'm saying? So it's best to try to live for old age. And you know, Farrakhan even said it. He says, if you study nature, we learn who we are through nature.
Yeah,
if you try to kill a roach, the roach gonna be like, oh, you trying to kill me? He'll run the other way. You try to kill a lizard, I ain't trying to die. He run the other way. It don't matter what animal you try to kill, they all show you that we don't want to die. So the goal is to live as long as you can.
And then what big aspect of it, bro, us being the chosen people, this industry, how they push things, got the generation younger than us, like killing off each other, promoting that, bro. Like that's rapid right now, bro. And and I'm thinking about what you just said, like, dang, they know the playbook too, you know, and it's like they want that to happen rather than us live old age.
That's right. They know because they know what's up. They only, you know, when Moses delivered the Torah, who did he deliver it to?
Chosen people.
The white folks. He was giving it to them, giving them the law. They were new here. They didn't know how we get them. Hey man, in the beginning, God did this. Hold on. Don't tell me that, Moses. My people have been here. I know the story. You go tell these white folks who just got on our planet what we did and what we created. You don't got to tell me that story. You feel me? That was delivered to those white folks who don't know who the fuck they are. That's why the Bible start off with the story of Adam, because he's teaching them white folks about their origin.
Yeah.
We are the gods. We teaching those crackers about what they do. That whole book was basically dedicated to the white man, but it's still a history book about us, about black folks. You feel me? This is why when Judas was about to betray Jesus, they said, which one is he? He said, that one over there. Like, which one? He said, all right, I'm going to go over there and give him a kiss. The one that I give a kiss to, that's him. So if that was all different colors, you could have just said the white one or the brown one or the tan one. Right. They all looked alike to those white folks. He had to go kiss them on the cheek so he could know which brother it was, you know. But that's another topic, man. That's a whole nother topic right there, man.
Bro. Yeah, hit them folks up over the head, bro. People gotta, like, you know what I'm saying? Look more to this knowledge stuff, bro. There's different levels to it, bro. It really is.
There's so many levels to it, dog. You know, once you put on them glasses, you can't take them off, boy. See, that's one thing I be trying to warn people because nobody warned me. It's all cool and games to study this thing, but what they don't tell you is you can never take it out your brain. It's in there until you die. Yep. I could bring up a memory from a high school and you be like, oh yeah, I remember. How? Because once that memory was made, it's in you for the rest of your life. I go to school for mental health, you know, and I'm trying to become something called a Dianetic auditor. I'm not sure if y'all know what that is, but it's under something called the Church of Scientology. Pretty sure you heard bad shit about that too. Of course, but it is some bad shit about that. I ain't gonna lie. These crackers are kind of crazy. But the knowledge that I go there for is truth, you know, and they teach you about the mind and how the mind works. For example, you could be, I'm gonna give you a good example. Say you walking up the stairs, right?
Yeah.
And a pizza man coming down the steps. He passed you by with his pizza and you smell it. You smell the pizza, right? So you're walking up the stairs after you smelled the pizza. Something happened where you slipped and you fell down the steps. And while you're falling and you hit the floor, you hear a dog barking, roof, 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 and you hear a car honking, beep, beep. You're not really paying attention to the car and the dog. You just fell and hurt yourself. Mm-hmm. But the way the mind works, that's trauma right there. So that part of trauma gets stored on another side of your brain that don't think conscious. You know, it's like a fight or flight thing. It's like here to protect you. So next thing you know, we walk and you hear a dog bark, roof, roof, and the car honk, beep, beep. You're gonna say, hey Zoe, hey, random thought. You remember that day when I fell down the steps? Yeah, I don't know what made me think of that, man. It's just random.
Yeah,
you see how the mind works? There's so many things similar in the area that's reminded you of the incident. You see? And it goes back from generation to generation. So what's going on when we see slavery is still affecting us today? We just don't know that, bro. And the first thing we do, they teach us is to get rid of the white man's name. If you study vibration, when you say the sound of a white man's name, all that shit low vibration. John, Jacob, Bishop, Gene, Jonathan, all that shit is low vibration. If we really knew the science of words, you know.
Yeah.
The Bible ain't had no names like that until they came to Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John and shit.
The English terminology is spells.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. It's just
you ever heard of this brother named Yaki? Yaki Hickman? Yaki.
No, I never heard of him.
You'll really like him.
Put me, brother. Let me tell you this. Anything you send me, anything you send me, I'm the type to really read and check out what you send me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if y'all brothers got anything y'all want me to check out, please send that my way, man. Because I'm a knowledge geek. Yeah. You know, I damn near lost my relationship because I can't stop studying. All you do is read. That's all you do. That's all I can do, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I
got the fetish for learning things my damn self, bro.
Yeah, I see that in you, bro. You surprised me, man. I did not know you was like this, bro. Like you too quiet, man. Like you don't say nothing. I didn't know you was this deep.
Yeah, bro. I break it down, bro. I like honestly, bro. I like to let people think, bro. For everything I say, I just like to open up a person's mind to the next level to make them think. Because we don't think a lot. Because we so programmed.
Everybody gotta think for themselves. You feel me? Like that's the whole thing. Everybody's so in tune with this program and being indoctrinated. They're not thinking for themselves. Might be doing stuff without even realizing they're not thinking for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Just depending on what they involving themselves with. You know.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that. I've been a part of that, man. It took me a while. Like when I was in the Nation of Islam class, my mentor, his name was Brother James Muhammad. He's actually the real reason why I am the way I am. I actually had him in my ear, you know. If you watch Brother Farrakhan speak, you'll see James Muhammad right behind him, soldiered up, not saying nothing, standing there. You know, he's in the field, you know. And what he told me was one day, somebody I know got shot. But I was mad at him for getting shot. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, damn, bro. Like, I kept telling bro, stop associating with stuff like that. And I telling Brother James that, but he had to stop me. He was like, Brother Khadafi, hold on, let me stop you. He said, brother, you got to be careful. He said, because we all been programmed. He said, especially the black folks. He said, we've been programmed to, and he said, one of the programming they did to us was to instantly see the negative out of a situation before you even evaluate the positive. When he said that, I got stuck because I really do that. As black folk, and after he said, I started seeing other people do that. Hey, look at this right here, this and this right here. Yeah, but why you got to do this and that for? The person went straight to the neck. They just left all the good thing. The person that's part of the programming. You feel me?
Man, that's heavy on these social media platforms right now. You feel me? Like you'll get way more engagement on that than you'll get engagement about a real conversation. The communication all distorted, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not entertaining.
Yeah.
Well, I'm telling you, man. I just that's what I was doing in the car before 3:30 came. I was writing a verse, man. I was in that being writing, man. Like you know, I changed my name from Brodus to Brodus Soul, man.
Yeah, bro, we gotta do some music, bro, for real. Like, okay.
Yeah, man. So you got some good music, man. I'm gonna send it. Man, look, man. I'm trying to work.
Man.
I'm trying. We gotta do some music, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Anything that raise folk vibrations, bro. Like, you know.
Yeah, bro.
You do music too, brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually got a tape out, man. We got a duo tape called The Underdogs. We got another one coming out at the top of the year.
We're gonna do a reloaded
one.
Yeah. So y'all a group?
We individual artists, but we always been like, you know, like tag teaming, you feel me? Deadly brother.
Shit, you know what I'm saying? Tag teaming.
Yeah.
I had this theory, man. I was like, dog, like you see how Migos came out, but before Migos, it's not really too many groups that come out though.
So before the Migos, we was already doing the Migos. For real.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Yeah, send me some, man. Please, I only listen to local artists anyway, so send it to me, man.
Yeah, I got you, bro. I promise you, bro. I'm sending you something, bro.
Yeah, man, because I'm working on something, dog. I'm working on some new material because I'm just working on a lot of new material. I'm revamping my whole image, man. I'm still, you know, I can rap about anything, you know.
Yeah. I know you could, man. I done seen you in work action, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you remember back in high school, don't it?
Yeah, I do, man. Shoot, I remember, you know what I'm saying, when you had your little Brodus run.
Yeah, I've been heard about it, bro, from back then. I just ain't meet you, bro, but I probably done seen you a lot.
I remember when you did a little challenge. I think you had fucked around and made a song off the JaKhaldun instrumental. But that shit was hard. I was like, yo, bro, that's straight.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I surprised myself on that song, bro. Like, to this day, when I listen to it, I'm like, damn, how the hell did I come up with all this stuff, man? But I remember I was just angry because I was young-minded, but in my mind, I knew I was the best rapper. I really believed that shit. And I thought no one could see me. I was like, I'll prove it. So I'm finna get on this track. I'm finna just go dumb. I said, whoever could top it, top it.
Right.
And people were sending me so much shit, but nobody was topping it, man. But Kendrick hit it first because Kendrick got on that same beat. And I was trying to top Kendrick. When I heard Kendrick do it, I'm like, oh, Kendrick, you went so hard that I felt offended. I'm like, nah, give me that same beat. Kendrick going stupid. So that song is called Inauguration, man. Yeah, it was the Brodus Challenge. Y'all remember that?
Yeah,
that shit was cool, man. There's one dude, man, he sent me some stuff. He was here, so he was spitting though, man. He wasn't, you know, I ain't feel like he was, you know, topping what I had on there, but he was killing some shit though, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, but that's just my mindset at the time. But now I'm more of a, you know, I'm on my J. Cole shit. Put it like that.
Yeah,
that's the best way to put it.
I actually did something off this J. Cole beat. I call it God mode, bro. And I ate that shit better than J. Cole ate that beat.
Ooh, I believe that, bro. Send it to me. Bro, don't forget when you get on, bro, send me nothing but straight music, bro.
I got you, bro.
Please, bro. I can't wait to hear. I'm actually interested in hearing it, man, because I want to know what come out your mouth, man. You've been saying some shit, man.
He seen the organic one?
He probably did.
Okay. Yeah, man.
Please send that, man. Hell yeah. See, the only thing all the music I got now is, you know, how I used to rap back then. I don't got nothing new or conscious enough, but I still got music,
Man, one thing about music, man, when you really got like a or you into music for really what it is, like nowadays a lot of people doing it because everybody else doing it. But during the times where, we started out doing music, you know what I'm saying? It's like you was working on developing yourself as an artist, knowing how to write certain things, doing different cadences. And the time period we came in, it was like you actually making music versus what it is today before drill even hit. Like, you still is making, you know what I'm saying? Like you say, you have to grow with the music. So now at the point of where we at now is being men and everything like that. Like to all this stuff that they was hoping that when we make it past the age where our frontal lobe develop and we become men, they would hope that we would stay in the same mentality we used to be in. You know what I mean? And that's real because a lot of folk, it take them longer, you know what I'm saying, to really see everything for what it is and be trapped in that same mindset.
That's right, man. That's why that's why they have such thing as ancient souls, man. Some people they could be old in calendar years, but they still be a baby mentally. I know this girl, she's 22 years old, and I ain't want to give her a chance to talk to her because she was, I'm 32, she's 22. I'm like, man, I'm thinking you a baby, and I just didn't even want to consider. But the more I spoke to her, the girl is wiser than wise. She one of the Muslim girls. She wrap her head up every day. She meditate every day. She on it. She got me more. I don't eat meat no more because of her. The girl got me so right, but she an ancient soul. Like my ex, she 29, child mentality. This little 22-year-old girl got so much on her and my mama, for example. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that just go to show, man, people could be old in calendar years, dog, but they could still be babies mentally.
Yeah, man. Like I say, especially in the sitting environments, you know how everything America Corporation set us up to be, but it's like it didn't work. You feel me? For us to be level-minded and look at things for what we see is like we went through the storm. Okay, it was a life learning lesson, but to see where I'm at now is like I got to give back some way to my people. Stand for something than rather stand for nothing. Like
I'm 2 years clean, bro, without eating meat, bro.
Whoa, that's what's up, bro. That's what's up. That's deep, man. You see what y'all doing now, man? Y'all giving back knowledge. That's one of the greatest give back, man. And y'all doing that with y'all podcast, bro. You got to keep dropping that. I've been asking brother too. I'm like, man, what's up with the podcast, man?
Man.
Y'all keep doing that, bro. I feel honored to be on this with y'all boys.
Likewise,
helping our people. You feel me?
Nah, always, man. We appreciate everybody coming on, bro. But just to be on the type of time and have a real conversation, you know what I mean? Like you just giving us and adding more to us, bro. You know what I'm saying? We learning at the same time. So
I dig your transformation too, brother, man. Like you said, man, you came a long way yourself too, bro. I like to see that shit, bro. I really do, bro. For real.
Man, I gotta
Appreciate it.
Bro.
I appreciate that, bro. Because I, growing up with them Zoes and Oak Ridge, man, the shit, that was crazy. And like you had to fit in with them, you had to be crazy too, man. It took me a while to realize I don't need their acceptance. You know what I'm saying? Like, you remember I used to pull up with cars full of niggas, man.
Oh man,
cars full. But now you see me with maybe 2 people. If I'm not by myself, 2 people max. You know what I'm saying?
We just be in that mode of finding ourselves, bro. That's the biggest thing. Once you find yourself, you got your true identity. You know who you are. That's the biggest thing. The best feeling and any other feeling you could think of, bro, that anybody can do for themselves.
Okay, let me ask you a question too, brother. I'm curious though. I want to know because for me, before I came to any level of consciousness, I went to this state of mind thinking about, damn, we gonna die one day. We gonna die one day. I'm wondering, was it like that for any one of y'all, brother? Or was it just me individually that felt like before I even got any kind of real consciousness, I got to the state where I was thinking about, damn, one day I'm gonna be an old man, I'm gonna die, and it was like eating me up. And then I started taking life a little more serious, and then I started coming into some knowledge. Was it like that for anybody else, or what's y'all story like?
So funny? I thought about it as a kid. My whole time, like as a kid, I always thought like, damn. I looked at my mom or my grandparents. I say, dang, they old, they gonna die soon. they time almost up. I'm just a kid. I got a long way to go. I need to enjoy my youth right now. You feel me? But then as I got older, I stopped thinking about it. But then it came back to me in a sense because I don't know. I used to kind of fear death, but now I don't no more because I
Yes, me
understand
too.
who I am.
That's right.
And it kind of it's weird to say, but like people celebrate. We supposed to celebrate death in a sense because it's like I don't know why people. I don't know. I mean, we program to this, but of course we don't want to see our loved ones go. But it's just like death to be a celebration, like especially to the people that's they self-proclaim a religion, and each religion even teaches like when you die, you're supposed to go to like the heaven, quote unquote. You know what I mean? You go to the there's no more pain and suffering. So it's like, why do we cry when our loved ones be gone type stuff?
I think
So
that's the human emotional part. It's like sometimes, even if you by yourself alone, it's like when you have the moments where you do just your emotions play a part in whatever situation, it's like, you're not overreacting as much as you used to, but you still feel it, in a sense. You still gonna feel something, some type of way towards something, but your growth is gonna be like, you gotta think logically, well, this is just how life, you know what I'm saying? But if you have an understanding of what's going on, I think it's when people don't have too much understanding, they overreact over things,
That's right.
yeah.
That's right, bro.
But honestly, all in all, that got me where I'm at right now was doing a whole bunch of reading. Like I said, just sitting back doing a whole bunch of shadow work, meditating, looking at other people that's like actually on the journey, on the path. Like I say, it's levels to knowledge. So it's like I was looking at a lot of people like Dick Gregory, Farrakhan, Malcolm X, everybody. Like I took a little something from everybody, and I
That's
just
right, bro.
applied it. You feel me?
That's how
And
you
it's
got to
just
do it.
helped me grow. Yeah, and
That's
it
how
just
you got
helped
to
me
do
grow.
it. Yes, that's one thing Farrakhan said one day. He said, "Don't take what no man tell you and believe it." He said, "You can go
Right.
study it for yourself."
Study for yourself.
He said, "You'll be a fool if you just take what I say and try to
Yeah.
do that." He said, "Don't take what I say. Go out there and look for it." He said, "There's knowledge in China that you don't have in America. You get up, you go to China to go grab that knowledge." And I was like, "That's right." So that's why I started studying, because I started saying, "Okay, well, to become a god, you got to know everything."
Everything.
So it might not do it in this lifetime, but my son, he is, boy. If you see my son, he a little preacher, boy. He only 11 years old. Everybody be like, "Boy, your son just like you. He be just preaching."
So
yeah.
So by the time he get my age, he gonna be wiser than me. And it's
what
just,
it's about,
eventually
bro.
we're gonna tap back into that God spirit.
That's what
Eventually,
it's about.
somewhere down our line, if we just keep raising our kids right. You feel me?
That was about. You started them early, so you blocking what most of us went through already, and to get there to find ourselves, and it's a lot came on that journey and that road. Well, like you say, when we was in the mentality where a lot of, how can I say, influence, everything going on around us, like you say, where you feel you need to be around certain people, like just finding your identity, and I think it's more of a problem too for what you say, so-called blacks in America, because like you say, with Haiti, knowing that you Haitian, knowing who you are, y'all had morals and everything y'all went by, y'all know y'all, but I feel like, like you say, that do come across the mind. Like when I was younger, like, you lose people, but when you living day to day without really knowing your purpose and just, young doing that, it's like you ain't really, you thinking about it, but you're not thinking about it in a way, and then, like you say, as I got older, it's like, I'm just taking everything for what it is, and it's like you say, like acknowledging that, like, okay, I feel like this is my purpose, I feel like, at least trying to get everybody at a high vibration. Like, I feel like that's something that to each one teach one, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be no selfish. Like, I'm finding out what I really want to do and truly do, you know what I'm saying, to help, and which is to help my people keep growing, so it's get as much as I can done, bro. Time is just an illusion, bro. Hey, when you when you know you just like, yeah, one day leaving that mark. The same way we talked about Pot earlier. Pot knew it was gonna happen one day, it was gonna come, but he made sure his work ethic, you know, his thing was music. So his work ethic was on like non-stop. You know what I'm saying? He was a workaholic, so he made sure he got his message out, bro. You know, so while he's physically not here, his spirit, bro, his music, everything is still alive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
That's
so
right.
that's how I feel like the impact should be like. You know, when one does leave here, what impact do you leave behind?
Mm-hmm.
It don't have to be on no pot level. It can be on your kids. It can be on your family. You can be the chosen one to do it for them. You know what I'm saying? By the stuff that you're doing.
And you know what's crazy about that? That's one of the theories I had when I changed my name and my son's name. I said, look, I'm finna be that one ancestor that broke the name of that white man off me. My last name was, if y'all remember, y'all remember. I don't even really mention, you know, but I had a last name that I didn't want it on my grave, you know, because I knew that that name originated from a slave master who once owned our family. And you know, my dad was pissed off. He's like, man, that's back in those days. There's nothing wrong with the name. We know we can reshape what it means and recharge the energy for positive. No, I'm not doing that. I'm just not doing that. Because no matter what, when I go on that grave, that man's name is going to be there. And I understand that we can tap into our past life. We just don't know what it is. Sometimes we can have a dream and don't know why we dream, but it felt so real.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That could just be something you just tapped in from your past life. We just don't know where this stuff is coming from. So to be safe, I said, you know what? Elijah Muhammad said we must get rid of those names. I believed him, you know. And like I told my dad, he hate that I'm in the nation. He really don't like it, man. But he debate me every day, and he keeps trying though. Every time he comes for a debate, he try to get me to put all my trust in Jesus Christ, you know. You know how that go, you know. So I'm like, Dad, I'd rather put my trust into who Jesus prayed to. I'd rather pray to who he prayed to and cut all the middlemen out. Straight to the Most High. We don't need no in the name of this, in the name of that. We don't need that.
That's weird how they just praise the middleman. That's just like
we don't need no middleman. You know
that's just like a weed. If you selling weed, you just praise your middleman. Like fuck the middleman. Like
exactly.
I want to connect. I want the real source.
Exactly.
It don't make no sense.
Exactly. No middleman around here, man. Like Jesus teaches how to pray. He says, sure, pray like this. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be his name. Well, if Jesus just said y'all got the same Father. So if you and Jesus got the same Father, then that makes Jesus your black brother. That's it. Jesus in the nation, not only the nation, all Muslims around the world believe that Jesus is our brother. He's a prophet. He's a brother. He's the first one of the first begotten son. Blah, blah, blah. The word was called begotten when the white man translated, but that word begotten was never used by Moses. Or not even Moses, but that word was never used in the scripture. The word they used was first generated son. But the Christians say first begotten. I'm gonna send that to you too, Sly, bro. I'm gonna send you the original Bible before it's translated. I want to get it.
King James got a hand on it.
Yeah, that's where you get untouchable. Because when you see the words Moses used, you're gonna be like, wait a minute, this Bible really this actually happened. Like, but they just the way they, for example, this is a best example. First page of the Bible, first chapter of the Bible. What it say? In the beginning, God created heavens and the earth. Now, when you look at the one Moses wrote, he said, in the beginning, he Elohim created heaven and the earth. He never used the word God, not once. Where they get this word from? Moses never used it. So who said, no, let's take the name Elohim out and put the word God? And then they say, then he said, then Yahweh said, that's what Moses said. White man said, let's take out the name Yahweh and put the name Lord. So every time you see the name Lord, they were talking about Yahweh. When you see the name God, they were talking about Elohim. Which, you know, in the Arabic languages, they have 5 different letter E's. So the letter E that they was using for Elohim was actually an A, which is Elohim. See, there's a lot of study right here now. You know, so let me ask you a question. Any one of y'all started off Christian?
I mean, we all came up in that Baptist and
yeah.
But
Let me ask you, when did you realize that?
And then
When
look,
did you
what's
realize that
crazy?
you was not Christian no more?
When I was a kid,
It
I
ain't
always question. I stand up. I used to question the pastor right in front of, and I was like 7, 8 years old. I
man.
used to get in trouble at Sunday school.
I used to just feel like, bro, when I started seeing the pastor do certain things and I started viewing the people how they moved in church, bro, I was like, it's a lot of hypocritical things, bro. Like it just didn't feel like, it didn't feel right, bro.
I ain't gonna hold you. I used to hate going to church as a kid, but then I kind of had to find something that I like to go to church with. Like, okay, my grandma's best friend, she fucked my whole head up because, like I say, like I used to look at Christians like these saints, holy people, right? Until I heard my grandma best friend, she cursed, and I was like, my mouth was wide open, like, oh my God,
Yeah,
curses
going against what's going on.
Yeah, and I
you
was like,
going here, you going
right.
here.
And every time she talked, I used to stop everything and just listen to her talk. I know she's gonna hurt, especially outside the church house when she's talking to my grandma. I used to just eavesdrop, and she used to be cursing. I used to be like, "Oh my God." Sister Jenkins be cussing her ass off. Yeah.
Man, but you see it like that, but then when it come to church, you wouldn't even think you do
You
that.
won't even say that, dog.
It's just how the black behavior in church, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I had some stuff like that too, man. Yeah, that's true. The childhood pastor I grew up with, just saw him on the news on some sex trafficking stuff, man.
I seen the pastor.
Fuck my head up. Fuck my head. I'm like, damn, boy, he was my pastor, man.
Yeah.
And this was crazy, bro. When it come to that, you start seeing the pastor be on a mega church level. So when the pastor doing like you say, the pastor might be sleeping with the church women. He got all the how can I say the
nice cars.
All that, the physical stuff. You start seeing him gain, like, come on, man. Like, if you really getting a message to the people and you trying to put your image like that, are you focused on the message or you focused more on the image? So like when I did like on my own try to get stuff together, I like, man, I don't like these big churches. I always felt like that when I seen stuff. I like, bro, I like intimate a little smaller, where it's like, oh, I can see what's going on, or you can really like hear the word what he trying to tell you. Like all that other stuff, it seemed like it was just a big show, bro. Like, yeah, I just digging it.
Yeah, and then people don't really read the Bible though. Christians, they just like listen
man,
to what they
you know what, Sly, bro? You right. I didn't know that until I started. I told you I sat down with plenty of people. I sat down with pastors. I sat down with Muslim imams. I sat down with scientists. I sat down with some Scientology people, and to my opinion, that's the smartest it get when it comes to Scientology. That's a world that
Scientology, yeah.
Them brothers, I'm the only black person in there, but those white men they smart. They very smart. They know the mind. And, these people don't break eye contact. It just take me a while to get used to that. But they like, hey, how you doing? They look right at you. They do not.
I actually been studying the human anatomy for the past year, so
science is everything, bro.
Yeah, science. Some people say I don't believe in science, but they fail to understand the word science is man-made. We could call it whatever you want, but science is real. Now, scientist, that's a different thing. You won't have to believe in scientists, but science. Scientists only study the science that's here before them, So I believe in science. Well, we don't have to call it science. Sometimes that make people uncomfortable. I call it God knowledge, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the law of cause and effect. That's
science. Isn't it mandatory though to be in the FOI? To be on some Scientology stuff anyway?
Yes.
It is, right? Yeah.
It's mandatory.
Yeah.
You can't be certified. You can at least to be a minister for a fact, you just definitely certified. And it's needed, brother. Trust me. Science, that's what made me a better man. Was the Dianetics, knowing that how trauma works. I used to tell my ex, she used to always, you ever seen your ex or any girl you deal with just list the things that she don't like about you, And as she listen to them, she getting more mad. You know what? Just forget you. Charge. You see, Dianetics teach you where that come from. It's charge behind those memories. So if you ever meditated before, okay, in meditation, you find I've meditated right for the first time because I watched Asada Guru, and he was explaining how to do mindful meditation. I just followed step by step what he said. He said you sit there and, you know, some people, when you meditate, your mind run wild. Like, did I take that clothes out the dryer? Damn, did I start that washing? Your mind will start doing so much. So your job is to just focus on the breath.
Calm the mind.
Focus on the breath, or say something that just keep you at ease, and all the thoughts will go away. So I'm sitting there, eyes closed, breathing, focusing on my breath, not thinking about nothing. The shit wasn't working. I'm like, man, and my mom like, man, this shit don't fucking work. I knew this meditation was all hype. I said, let me just keep sitting here. 35 minutes in, nothing. I'm like, man, about 40 minutes, dog. My body fell asleep. I'm tripping. I'm like, whoa, bro, my body. I didn't believe I snore. My lady was trying to tell me. I'm like, no, I don't, but I guess I do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because my body fell asleep, but
them
I'm
like,
wide awake
you
in my
felt
car.
it.
Yes. So at that point, I knew I was not the body. You are not the body. The body is clothes. It's an outfit. It's covering up you. You know what I'm saying?
You ever?
That's why energy, bro. Energy is everything. Energy.
I was gonna tell him, to me, because I've been meditating for over years now. So you ever, like, to the point like you meditate where you have an out of body experience where you can actually come out the body and see the body sitting there? I can see myself.
That's what I was referring to. That's when my body fell asleep. Even though my eyes were closed for so long, I just knew where everything. I could still look around and see what my eyes closed, and then I just didn't feel like my fingers was mine no more. I didn't feel like nothing felt like me. When I opened my eyes, I was a new man. I was like, I just started looking at my hands like, whoa, like if I tell my hand to go up, it listens. If I tell my hand to go down, it listens. I'm like, I'm in control of this body. This body ain't me. You know, and they hit me so hard. So one way for us Dianetically is we get the people to, as a Dianetic auditor, what I am, what I do is we have to rid people of different traumas. For example, it'll go like, I'll see what you like, slide, you know, close your eyes and you sit with your eyes closed, and it's basically meditation. And I'll be asking you a series of questions, and I'll say like, hey, slide, tell me a time when you felt grief.
Right.
And you'll sit quiet with your eyes closed. And sometimes people are like, I can't think of nothing. And then we'll teach them about some Scientology shit. There's a symbolic man in your mind. Symbolic, it's not real. We call him the file clerk. And what the file clerk do is, if I say, hey, Sly, remember last time you came to my house when I was living in Winter Springs?
Yeah.
You only remember it because the file clerk went to the file bank, digged in the file, grabbed the memory, brought it back to the forefront, put it there, and you say, yes, I remember.
It's like going back to the Akashic record.
Exactly. So if I say, tell me about the time when you felt like you lost something.
Man, is that what therapists be doing?
Mind, well, this in a sense, because the only difference between this and therapists is we don't do no talking. We let the person talk only. We just shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
We just listen. And we have like practicing where you got to sit there and stare at a motherfucker eye for 15 minutes without flinching. If you flinch, the whole 15 minutes start over. So you just sit there and stare at somebody for 15 minutes. And believe it or not, it teach you how to be a good listener. You'll be surprised. It's crazy. So we just sit there and you'll go ahead and tell me a story about, oh yeah, man, I saw my mom get beat up by my daddy one time I was at home, blah, 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 blah. And what I'll do as an auditor, I'll be like, that's fine. Your eyes is closed now. So by the time 45 minutes pass, you in a meditative state because we're focusing on one story. So basically, once your body get in that meditative state, your spirit will time travel back into that incident because you are a spirit. But we just keep you talking. I say, okay, Sly, everything that you just said to me, go ahead and start from the beginning. And any additional data you can grab, go ahead and add that to the story. You'll be like, okay, so I'm little. My mom and my dad was fighting, and she, he hit her in the face, and this, and that. You'd be like, okay, well, start the story over. Anything you can add, just add it in there. You'd be like, okay, I was young. My mom was arguing about the phone bill, the light bill being too high, and my dad. And the story just keep getting deeper. The more I tell you, repeat the story and add new additional data, we're doing this for like 2 hours. By this time, you're in a meditative state, and your spirit time travel back into that time.
You remember what you had on.
You remember the smell. You could smell it. Everything. You could be like, yeah, she was cooking rice and chicken. Y'all smell it. It's all going to come back. This is a crazy feeling, man. Dianetics is crazy. And then once we do that, we just remove the charge out of the memory. So when you think about it, it don't bother you. You can still think about it, but it won't make you mad again. You see? And that's what .NET is do. Long story short.
You basically helping people with that shadow work because it's like trauma.
Basically.
And it's like, that's
you
good
know,
though.
And in the Nation of Islam, we got to get our minds cleaned up, man. It's crazy. Like, it's
that's
a
why
lot.
it's
The books
good
are
not to
like big as hell.
do drugs. That's why it's good not to do drugs because it don't have your mind so diluted and clouded.
That's true. That's true. And in order to even have a session, you can't smoke for like I think a week. So that's why it's hard for black folks to get up in it. You know, you got to be free of weed for like a week, man.
Yeah, I feel you. I had to get that shit up, bro. I retired from all that stuff, bro.
That's good, brother. Wow. See, I be dibbling and dabbling and smoking. And that's only because I allow my situations to get the best of me, you know. So I'm still striving every day, you know, trying to get better with my mental and everything.
It's like you still like human. I don't even like to use that as an excuse, bro. But it's just like, bro, we all go through a million things, bro, especially when we're adults now. So it's like to keep myself grounded, but I know I'm not the same person I was yesterday or years back, you know. So it's like I'm still moving forward. As long as I know I'm moving forward and not in the closed, how can I say, a closed state of mind, bro? That be a lot of people problem, but they be in a closed state of mind to where all the information they receive, like you say, the mind is infinite, bro. So they close their mind off. You feel me? Where you got folk, they be acting like they know everything. But it's like you ain't gonna never start learning, you never stop growing, bro. Like you gotta allow your mind to do what it do.
And that's the thing, what you just said, bro. Like when I started getting into this knowledge, I realized I don't know shit. And that made me want to go and learn a lot.
Bro, you just said something.
You jump in the hole, bro, and the hole just keep going and going and going. Like
it's deep. It's deep. And like I said, man, nobody told me you can, you know, once you put those glasses on, that third eye glasses, you can't take them off.
Can't.
They there forever. And whoever don't get you, they just gonna have to either get with it or get gone. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Conversations
Like,
ain't gonna make
it's like
sense
you, if you would have came to my house and you was my mama's son, she would force you to eat meat every time she see you. Take a bite, man. I'm like, Mama, come. I don't do pork, Mama. Oh, no, what's wrong with you? And they don't understand, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, for me, I have a song called, I'm not going to call it this, I was, but the song is basically about controlling your perception. And, you know, people, the way we perceive things is what's really, you know, we all got to have different ways to view things, of course, but the perception is really what's keeping us apart, you know what I'm saying? So in order for us to understand people, like especially us conscious folks, when we talking to somebody like that's not on that, you have to remember how you used to think before you was wise.
That's why I don't never
dumb
be
yourself down.
That's why I don't be too hard on folk, but I know how to get my message across because it's like I used to be where you at. So it's like I'm not gonna come at you like I just was always like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be on some. All right, I see where you at. Well, can you just take another look at it this way? Like everybody, it's one right answer. You feel me? You only got one truth, but it's like everybody gonna see it different. As long as you see it like-minded. Like-minded is like you got a similarity how you see it, but you still see what I'm saying. Like, like my answer gonna come out my mouth different than how y'all would answer it, but it's the same concept, same thing. As long as you get it.
And I always tell people, like you were saying earlier, you know, what you were stating with Farrakhan say, don't believe what I'm saying. Go look into it.
Yeah,
I want you to. I want you. That's why I got you thinking to the point that you're gonna go out there and go do some research yourself.
That's right. That's all it's about, man. Researching
man.
ourselves, because they can't fool us no more, man. I listened to this artist, man. This girl showed me of an artist named Green Tea Ping. And no one really knows her here in the States, man. But she from London. But every word that come out this woman's mouth is truth. And she only makes music. She ain't gonna have no songs, but oh, I love you, boy, and all that. No, she don't sing about girly stuff. Like she's singing the way she rap what rap. I don't know if she rap or sing. I can't even tell what she do. It's just so mixed
So
in.
neo soul type stuff, probably.
I mean, she is not even. I don't know what it is. You just gotta hear it. It's a different vibe. She don't got no beats. All she got a live band named the Sing Family.
Okay, hell
and
yeah.
every song with a live band, everyone.
That's cool as hell.
And they be rocking, man.
Yeah,
they be rocking.
that live band is everything.
Yeah, they bring that back, boy. Yeah.
That live brand, you feel the instruments, bro. Like you feel the instruments on like, but it's different than live band, bro. It's like artificial versus like
real
artificial,
deal.
like artificial bananas versus a banana came off the tree. You feel me? The banana off the tree gonna be way better than the vibration be way higher, bro.
Yeah, I be trying to control what I feed my ears too, man. And that's one thing.
Hey, Sly, you should put them on enlighten.
Oh yeah.
That was a hit. That's a hitter right there.
Yeah, I'm a level listen to it.
Yeah.
That's y'all.
Yeah, that's my. I got a song called.
Man, look, man. Don't forget. Soon we done with this, man.
Yeah,
I'm finna put it on as soon as you send it to me.
Yeah, I got a song called Enlightenment. Yeah, you'll like that stuff.
Yeah,
I had a song. I had a song, right? I never released it. I paid this girl named Brina for a feature, $400. She's very popular. She wrote for groups like Fifth Harmony. Yeah, remember Fifth Harmony? She wrote that one song, "Loosen Up My Buttons, babe."
Yeah.
She wrote that song. You know what I'm saying? So I got songs with her. We like Shaq and Kobe when we hook up, man. So I had this one song that I got a lot of songs, by the way, man, that before I found my consciousness, I was asking so much questions in these songs. I had a song that go, I was talking to God. This when I became an atheist, when I ain't believe in nothing. I was like, man, fuck all that shit made up. Bible made. I'm like, where the fuck Moses' body at then, huh? Where all the prophets' body at?
Right.
I was asking all these questions that no one could answer till Elijah answered all of them. And I was like, I didn't know what to say, because finally I was a bitter atheist too. I would prove that God is not real to watch you get mad and laugh. Because I'm a science, because I know science. I'm like, wait a minute, that don't make no sense. I'm like, you tell me somebody walked on water? Yeah. I'm like, even if somebody was so magical and cool, if he can't physically fly, there's no way water can support that balance. It's impossible. Oh, no. I'm like, yeah, brother. I'm just breaking down scientific stuff, making people mad. You feel me? But to say that, man.
That's what I feel about them pyramids, though. You say walk on water, but you look at a physical perspective, it's like, bro, look at these pyramids, dog.
Yes.
Like,
that's the wisdom. That's the wisdom right there. And they don't even know. They still don't even know what mathematics was used to create that. You know what I'm saying? Like, how did they do that? It's a wonder. So you mean to tell me that people back then had the knowledge that we don't got? Is that you saying?
Man, I heard it's still so set up how it is. They can't even get all the way. They want to get all in them pyramids, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm late to the party. I'm just not finding out there was way more pyramids than the one in Egypt.
Yes,
pyramids here.
There's more pyramids in America than Egypt.
Yeah.
There's pyramids in America too?
Yeah.
What? See, I ain't even know that, bro. See, I learn something every day. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know, like, the Mississippi River is the Nile River. They flipped the whole map. Egypt and Jerusalem is over here.
I had no idea, man. That's amazing.
Yeah, man.
I do know that all these lands was connected together at one point in life.
Yeah. It broke off.
It kept breaking off. Yeah. The scripture talk about the breaking off too.
You look at the real map, you be like, you'll be so mind fucked. You be like, whoa, these people really.
Like, you literally used to drive over the places at night. It looked like, you gotta go cross that water or something to get over there.
Yeah. They got some islands, an island that used to be a continent, man.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a whole continent. They just drown underwater and just leave a little piece out, and they call it an island. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that too.
It's kind of exciting though, bro. When it's like way more knowledge on top of knowledge out here. It give you something to live for. Like you would never just know everything. Like that's why I like it. Like every day I must learn something new.
That's right. And no matter how, we could spend the cradle to the grave seeking knowledge, and we'll die still knowing a little bit of shit. It's just too much, but this is why we call Allah the all-knowing, you know what I'm saying? The one who has the knowledge of it all. He has, and the way we view Allah, God, which is the Most High. let me leave you with that one though. They say if you study scripture, they say that God has 9,999 attributes, but the 10,001 is his name. It's what the scriptures say. Some people say, well, I'm going to call him Hosanna. But if you translate that in English, Hosanna means the giver of light. That's an attribute, something he can perform, but that's not his name. He has 9,099 attributes. Well, I'm going to call him Yahweh. Yahweh means in English, the creator. It's something he can do. He can create, all right, but that's not his name. Some people say, I'm going to call him Jehovah. Jehovah what means what? The giver of light. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I got to look it up again, but it's an attribute. It's not his name. Some religions say we're going to call him Al-Batum. In English, that means he who is hidden in all things. Something he can perform, but it's not his name. Well, then what is his name? Okay. Well, let's start off with the very first language in the world, Arabic. If you study a study called linguistics, which is the study of languages, linguistics will prove that Arabic is the oldest language, okay? And now the oldest people in the world are black people. Put two together, what you got? The oldest people spoke the oldest language. It's simple. It doesn't take a rocket science to figure that out. Arabic is our original tongue. People, it's hard. When I say Allah, people think, oh, what you know, Arabic? You ain't no sick go ass nigga. That's the mindset. It's all shot up. We are older than all of these Arab, whatever you think. They moved in. Wherever the white man went, he conquered that shit with blood. He came into Egypt. Egyptians looking white over there sometimes,
they
but
got
we
a
was all
history
black.
for that, bro. Everything they did shed blood, and that's why the only way for us to really get back to, to make that sacrifice, blood got to be shed, bro. Everything was done in wars, bro.
Yeah, so, hey, you know what? And blood gonna be shared too. So, you know what? And you remind me of something. When they said when they're talking about Adam and Eve, he said, "Let us create man in our image and likeness, and give him power over the fish, the sea, the fowl, the air, blah blah blah." The angels of God said, because they wise too. They can predict the future. We all can't predict the future, but they could predict the future. They say they was getting a reading on this Adam thing. Like, hold on, wait a minute, God. What would you create besides those who will cause mischief and bloodshed? God said, tighten up. I know what you know not. And then created the white race. And like you said, everywhere they go, it's bloodshed. But the fact that the angels said that, like, damn, what you gonna create besides something that's gonna create some bloodshed around here? You ever been this way Elijah Muhammad teaches us that Allah is the man, and he's just a man infinite in wisdom and knowledge and understanding. That's the only difference between me, you, and the Most High God. There's no difference but knowledge. He knows how to make the wind move. He knows how to send a hurricane, an earthquake. He got the knowledge of how to do it all. That's what make him Allah. He got the knowledge to tap into his past life before and continue where he left off at when he got another body. You see, we can't do. We come in and figure out who he was in our past life. Allah don't do that. He come right in and pick up where he left off at. But we supposed to know how to do that too. You see what I'm saying? So,
you think at birth in our natural state, that's why they say babies and they full potential before they get polluted, bro?
Yeah, that's why kids are pure when they're kids.
Well, when we come back as kids, we have no choice in a sense but to forget who we was in the past life, because we are a ball of energy, a burning light. The light inside of us, it gets bigger from what we learn and when we grow. Whatever we take in through the eyes, ears, the spirit gets brighter and brighter and bigger. So you start aging and growing old because the spirit is getting too hot and the body is trying to hold all that spirit, but it's getting old in the process. You see what I'm saying? So in order for the same spirit you got as a grown man to come back into a child, it will kill that child. So the spirit must come back premature in order to go into that child. Because if you take this same spirit you got out of your heart right now and stick into a newborn baby, that baby is going to be too much for the baby. You're going to kill the baby. So the spirit got to come back small. And this is why we don't really remember our past lives. You could touch a baby's head and it's still soft and it's not even finished developing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we ain't gonna really tap in. The whole key is to our parents to hand down some knowledge, and then we tap in. But our parents don't got that knowledge no more, and you see our condition.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
for real, that's deep, brother. We definitely appreciate you coming on, brother. Khadafi X.
Yes, sir.
Everybody
Yes,
out
sir. I
there.
appreciate that.
Got the podcast coming soon. What the podcast gonna be named so we can plug
Oh
it
man,
in, man.
I had a organization when I became an atheist. I started this organization called BET, Black Excellence Tribe.
Okay,
I got my cars, logos, clothes, cups, sign and all. But you know, when I came into the teaching, I realized everything was an illusion, and it got me. It didn't fuck my head up, but it kind of, you know, I just saw it for what it was, and I just let everything go. And just, like I said, I started following the teachings, you know, as far as what they teach, you know, about the black man is God, and I've been trying to find ways to really manifest God inside this physical body of mine. So
yeah,
practicing on that. But yeah, it's gonna be called BT, man, and hopefully I can get you brothers to come at least for the first episode.
Oh man, whatever, bro.
all over the show,
Yeah.
man. And anything, you know, any questions you got, you know, on the podcast side of it, bro, you know, you can always tap in with us, bro. Whatever you
Yes,
need,
sir.
you feel me?
For
Yes,
real.
sir. Yes, sir. I
Definitely,
appreciate
man.
that, man, because I do got some questions for y'all boys, man. So many.
Yeah.
I got so many questions, man. We're gonna be here too long.
Yeah. Nah, for real. That's what's up, man. For real, we definitely got to give you a flower too, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Shit, bro.
To have a brother. Like, shoot, we team players, bro. Like, we need more of that going on so we can have these real conversation. You know,
Yes,
it's so
sir.
much going on, bro. But the biggest thing is to grab people's minds and grab their focus and make them tap within themselves and start questioning a lot going on, like, you know, to get them on the right journey, you know, in a sense. You feel me? Like, the biggest thing is knowing ourselves first, you feel me? Once you know thyself, then you able to basically, like, I feel like it's a Rubik's Cube. Life like a Rubik's Cube, bro. You constantly working on something.
Yes, sir. That's the best way to say it. Yo, that's a good
like, it's
comparison.
never ending thing.
Mm-hmm.
For real, dog. But definitely, man, looking forward to the content,
bro.
man. Looking forward to the podcast and everything coming from you, brother.
And the music too, bro.
You say what?
I said, and the music too. We looking forward for all
Yes,
that,
man.
bro.
That music is coming, man. I got some. It's crazy. I performed it for my homegirl in the car.
Yeah.
And she was amazed. She was like, "Boy, you are really good at this, ain't you?" I like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, go ahead and send me that music, man. I'm listening to it right now.
Hey, Sly, while we got him on here too, man, we might as well hit him with how we do it too, man, with the underdog moment. For real.
man.
Okay.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna hit him with it then, man. Brother Khadafi
cool.
X, man. What this? Oh, go ahead, bro.
Oh shit. Oh, okay. I know you talking about time. Brother Khadafi, when you hear the word underdog, what does the word underdog means to you? When you know what I mean?
The word underdog, I hear about I take it as somebody who slept on, you know, somebody who's you know, people don't expect to ever progress or nothing, man. You know, so they have the least. People will label them like less likely to succeed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the underdog is one that come out on top when everybody thought less of I guess that individual or whatever it is.
Yeah.
For real, man. You heard it right here on the Underdog podcast, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Underdog Chronicles, man, featuring brother Khadafi X, man. 9 Ether Nation, Sly JaKhaldun, and I am your host, Fleetwood JR. This was the Underdogs podcast. You did?
Yes, sir.
I say,
man. Assalamu alaikum to you, brothers.
Alaikum salam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
On my D, I got carrots. Open up a mouth and she got vocals sound like Janet. Marble on the floors, but the kitchen kinda granite. Lean color perk, you would think it's pomegranate. I see flying saucers finna roll another planet. It will fall in place if it's meant to be organic. I got crazy lingo, you would think I'm speaking Spanish. I'm something like a pie, never leave without the cannon. I'm enlightened. Chad, I got stones around my neck. If you pay attention, I teach her how to earn respect. I walk around with a tag like I'm mad at the rail. People do any damn thing for a check. So what if you got signed labels, throw them on the shelf? I don't ask for help, I just go within myself. Hard times I prevail. I bust up out my cell. I let my nuts hang, cause it don't got no curfew. Gold mouth rabbit on my teeth, I got carrots. Open up a mouth and she got vocals sound like Janet. Marble on the floors, but the kitchen kinda